She's very good at mix-up games, combo games, damage games, but when she's put on her own, sometimes she can struggle in terms of that combo extension area.
Definitely agreed. But like you said, a character that's extremely stable, very, very good for being able to regulate a lot of these combos, especially with for Blake, a character who height matters a ton, and a lot of her combos are extremely particular. I think a lot of people would say probably one of the, if not the hardest characters to play in the game. But with that, we get the tag crash, leaves in the Labrys, and finds another connection. An incredible confirm on the air hit there into the JC. It actually does manage to go into the burst and swap us out.
Absolutely, and Blake already being down that much health is a big deal. Great reaction there from Midorli. However, to be able to catch that burst coming in, that's the one big thing about BBTAG, is that you can actually react to that burst and punish it effectively if your opponent is being a little too predictable with it.
And you can see again and again here, while movement is strong and instant air dashes can be effective as we use the DP to break out, anti-airs are very, very stable and good in this game. You can see we are 2B'ing everything on the side of Midorli.
All right, BUMBACHUNGA here doing a good job here controlling that space, getting that meter out of Midorli, but however, that's going to be a great air-to-air conversion there for Midorli, and BUMBACHUNGA will be losing this Labrys as we're going to be popping that 2 meter here to get that Blake super off.
Yeah, I love the combo routing too. Go straight into the Rekka as you need to in moments like that to be able to lock out of the burst, straight into the super in response, and the fake throw there, the little dash. So for anybody that does not know, if you are when you are near an opponent, if you press throw and you're not already close enough to immediately throw them, the game inputs a dash for you. So situations like that sometimes can look like a throw, so people will react really aggressively when they see that weird stutter when you get close.
Get ready.
Right. Here we go. That's going to be the first game going to Midorli. Remember, this is BBTAG, so we got 2 more games to go if we want to actually win this. It is a first to 3. Unless things have changed, but I don't think they should be, because this game can be just so explosive. As we're going to be seeing an explosive start, both of the players immediately starting off with their assists being called in.
They jump into the fuzzy stuff, good push block to be able to make a little bit of room for yourself here, but it's always tough for Labrys. Character that's built purely on momentum. You can see the bar at the bottom, needs to be able to get something rolling to extend these combos and get that damage, but we're all the way down to Gray Axe and haven't even gotten to play the game yet.
Yeah, and this is such a difficult matchup here for Labrys as well. She has a lot of reach with her normals, but they tend to be pretty slow despite how large they are. And she does lack like strong anti-zoning and anti-air tools, and that's not really something you want to have when you're playing against a character like Blake or Yumi.
Oh, and just like that, the timing on that burst was a little unfortunate there. It happens right as we activate, so we have that freeze frame into a second freeze frame, so there's so much time to react. Midorli continues to go aggressive, finds the low on the fake switch, and gets the open up. Another character down. It's up to the Labrys solo.
Now BUMBACHUNGA does have resonance, however, level 2 resonance though, so it's going to be a lot harder to make a comeback in that regard. But we're going to be popping that resonance right now, trying to get some meter to use here against Midorli, but that cross combo is going to attempt to lock BUMBACHUNGA out of the game. And that's exactly what we're going to see as Midorli finds a good hit, and that was a far more dominant round compared to the previous one.
I'm sorry.
Absolutely, finding that momentum again. That's the double-edged sword of playing Labrys. Her combos can be really cool. Her damage can be extremely high if you get rolling, but if you don't, if you get pressured into the lower axe colors, you're just cooked. Like you said, you don't have a lot of resources or a lot of I guess pieces of technology, despite being a robot, being able to fight against any of these characters from these range situations.
Right, and you're seeing that BUMBACHUNGA is leading with the Labrys a lot of time, and the reason why is because you do need that Jin right there to back up Labrys, as her assists generally are a little lackluster if you're leading off with Jin. So that's kind of the idea right there. We're playing very aggressive here and trying to go all in on the Labrys, because that's kind of what you have to do with a team like this. But unfortunately, that momentum does stop for just a little bit. We did get a lot of damage there on Blake, however. If we can take out Blake, that's going to be a massive lead here for BUMBACHUNGA, but this Yumi is going to be in the way of that.
Oh, but again, that overhead quick on the draw, beautiful stuff, and using the Gen 6P extremely effectively so far as we get the overhead, go for the activation, and is able to get the block. It actually misses, and we're going to cut straight to the super with Red Axe. You already know that's going to get the kill.
Right, and that's nice too, being able to kill with just that super alone, so we can hold on to that mirror for the push block and 2 meter specials right there to punish Midorli from that other side of the screen. Perfect resource management from BUMBACHUNGA, and that is going to be a game on BUMBACHUNGA's side. Finally looking a lot stronger, and this is how this matchup is going to tend to roll out. It's going to be very feast or famine for BUMBACHUNGA. If we can get the axe stock rolling and we can get that meter up, then BUMBACHUNGA is going to be in a very commanding position. But if Midori is constantly locking BUMBACHUNGA out of that possibility, then it's going to be a lot harder for BUMBACHUNGA to get off the ground.
Yeah, I said double-edged sword for a reason. You get to see the other side of the sword right there. Like you said, momentum is kind of crazy. Not just with this team, but kind of just in this game. Things can get really out of control really fast. It is a super momentum-based game. But it looks like we're trying to set up here. Our only hope to survive in the winner's bracket is a reverse 3-0. Can BUMBACHUNGA keep it rolling?
If that last game was anything to go off of, that might be the case. And that is a fantastic start to get us going. BUMBACHUNGA taking a good amount of health away from Midori right there. And also building up that meter on the axe stage, which, like we said, is very important. However, that's going to be a huge happy birthday there for Midori, locking BUMBACHUNGA out of Jin and getting a little bit of damage on there as well.
Great job of keeping both characters in it as well. The long-range normals from Blake, stuffing the attempt from full screen, gets the activation. Burst comes back just in time to save, as Jin is going to get a little bit of his pressure on. But Jin is the type of character where he is not very good in solo pressure himself. He is very much a support type character.
BUMBACHUNGA not wanting to take the risk of sending Labrys out either to back the Jin up here. Trying to hold on to both of the characters, but unfortunately it will be all for naught as Midori is on a commanding lead here in game number 4. We're looking to take this with a 3-1. Let's see if we can get that comeback here with Labrys, but unfortunately that's going to be the perfect anti-air from Midori to close out this set. 3-1 going to Midori, and unfortunately BUMBACHUNGA not able to actually pop that resonance in the end.
I felt like in every single game that Bumba felt like they needed to be jumping and approaching from the air, that's when things got messy. Midori was absolutely ridiculous the entire set long.
Talking a bit of just like, you know, characters and the fact that you can kind of like just safely switch into things with how like the assist system works. And I think that can be very true about the duos you're seeing right here. Naoto enables Celica to take these safe approaches and also play the game a little bit slower by setting up traps on the screen, while Rachel and Vatista can kind of just zone you out for the entire game if they want to.
Celica also a rare sight to see here on point at least. We go straight in, finds the low, loving the start to the situation here, finds the knockdown and keeps us into the corner. So now, pressure against the wall.
Oh, and the DP immediately afterwards to keep that turn going. And we also get that burst locked out here as Sonikun immediately takes that Rachel out of the game.
That was actually incredible. You know for a fact, you know damn well that if somebody DPs on their offense, you're DPing back. So that was a great read on the situation as we back it out now. Playing this solo, Vatista's pretty good at stopping assists, but not very good at initiating by herself. So we'll have to see. You're gonna have to get creative to actually close the distance on this.
I also love how preemptive Sonikun is playing with this zoning game as well, with the Naoto and the 6Ps from Celica to try and catch Rodimus Prime, maybe trying to press a button, trying to set up our projectiles here. We'll see if we can actually open up Rodimus Prime though, as we get that cross combo off, and that we will unfortunately drop in that combo. Super comes out, catches the Naoto, but the Celica is safe. Should be able to get this punish as Vatista drops down, or maybe not.
Runs past and actually misses out on the punish. Still alive though. It's gonna wake up with the super. It's gonna completely whiff. We dash up and we go for it again. Twice in a row we use the meter. That's gonna burn the rest of resonance time. So this is terrible. Rodimus Prime just doesn't have another opportunity after the double supers.
And that super has always been incredibly difficult to punish. So Sonikun really banking on that fact and saying, okay, Rodimus is probably going to try to do some risky punish option there against that super. So we just go into the super again, and it looked like it ended up working out right there.
Those are my favorite moments in fighting games too, where you go for the reversal and it whiffs and you're like, well, either he's going to punish me or I'm doing it again. That's just such a, that's not even like a BBTAG thing. That's such a universal fighting game interaction.
Right.
The double reversal.
All right, here we go. Let's see if this one can be any different. Because, you know, the Rachel went out pretty early last time, and that also prevented Rodimus Prime from actually getting any of those resonance levels. You'll see the more times you use your assist moves or your cross combos, that resonance level will build up. When you reach level 4, that's the magic number, as you will get access to more meter and also astral, which could be important for those late game comeback situations. But unfortunately, that burst gets baited out. Once again, Sonikun really on top of catching this Rachel coming out from the back.
Oh, but couldn't quite deal with the swaps here. Manages, actually does drop the combo, but is able to pick it straight back up. Life looking dire on Rachel. Gonna need to find a way to get her out of here, but unfortunately, the zoning game works out. We find the connection from full screen. And once again, coming in level 1 Resonance, a similar situation again.
Also like how Sonikun was playing before that Rachel went down. We were basically just stabilizing our life total, saying, hey, I don't necessarily need to be aggressive. I can just let the Celica heal from behind to make sure I have that lead for sure. And Sonikun will definitely have this lead as we will be able to go super into DHC just in case it doesn't kill. And that's going to be the double super to close out that second game a lot quicker this time around, as Sonikun definitely pushed their foot on the gas a little bit harder.
Yeah, honestly, maybe should consider switching the team order here. It feels like Vatista has been doing a better job at being able to fare herself in neutral against both of these characters. So maybe leading Vatista and then bringing in the Rachel off of Vatista, kind of initiating with some kind of projectile or some kind of block string could potentially be a little better. Because again, Rachel's just not getting any mileage yet.
Right. But at the same time, we've been seeing Rodimus play with Vatista, and then, you know, once they get put into a sticky situation, whether they get hit and put into a combo, Rodimus has tried to burst to save that Vatista. Rachel come in and, oh, that got baited out, and then Sonikun just deletes that character because you have, because you get locked out of burst for quite a long amount of time. But this is going to be a very interesting character swap. Rodimus Prime swapping off the Vatista, going to the Susanoo instead, and now this is a pretty good duo. Susanoo does struggle a little bit when it comes to approaching certain characters, especially a character like Naoto. So having Rachel to kind of back you up and provide a little bit of support with her own projectile 6P game can be important.
See if we even get the opportunity here. Is now stuck in the pressure, goes for the tag, and does manage to get the hit on the assist character, but doesn't get anything for it here.
Push block. Push block is going to be very good here against Susanoo because of how his blends work. And a lot of times, if you want to call that out, you want to go for a very committal move like 236 speed, and that's not really going to be working out for you a lot of time if your opponent is on top of it.
That DP on the activation of the pole was actually ridiculous. Naoto doing such a good job in a moment like that. We look for the dash forward here. Tries to go for the mark. It's not going to work out. Double super again. Tries to DP, but is now marked for deletion. But I don't think it's going to matter here. You might just die from the confirm.
No, not quite. We don't have the mirror to back that one up, but this combo surely will as we catch that Rachel coming down. Rodimus Prime, though, at level 3 Resonance plays. So we could potentially see a bigger comeback situation, especially with a character as high damage as Susanoo. DP comes out, but gets blocked by Naoto. I like that play from Sonikun, using the Celica to poke at Rodimus and stay safe, keep on blocking with your main character. I agree.
Riazzo's also correct. People don't block. You don't need to.
We got Sykes here, one of the top seeds here of this bracket, pulling up with the Vatista and the Hilda. No, not Vatista and Hilda. That's Crackin. Atkins. Atkins pulling up with the Vatista and the Hilda, and then Sykes, on the other hand, pulling up with the Adachi and the Ruby.
First sighting of the Zeo hero himself here. Nice confirm on the air touch. Crackin Atkins gonna get a little aggressive here in the corner. Jumps out of the way of the DP, and obviously the massive normals for Hilda able to confirm even from that distance.
Absolutely, and this character is an absolute menace when it comes to playing that zoning game. But Adachi and Ruby are very well equipped when it comes to having access to anti-zoning tools and also that approach game as well, just being able to close that distance very fast. As you can see right here, Ruby, incredible buttons, incredible movement, and you're already seeing them close this space pretty effectively here. 6P usage from Adachi, that's going to be good when it comes to just calling out your opponent from full screen like that.
Punishment distance though, goes for the run up, has the assist, the quick little usage of the Vajra, able to completely open up, goes for the double gun blast here into the safe jump. It's auto timed as we go straight into the cross combo. Connection hits, but we had burst just in time for Crackin Atkins.
That's unfortunate here for Crackin Atkins. We did get that burst off, but Hilda has to take a little bit of damage in the process. Still though, we're going to be going back to that full screen range, avoiding the BZO as well, the AZO as well.
Oh no, a heartbreaker. Both of them. Luckily, we get out of the corner at least, but they're straight away off the assist. We get the OTG. We're going to pretty easily close it from there. Very nice to be able to pick things up after the unfortunate situation in the corner. But, I mean, you already had enough of a lead at that point. Just kind of staying solid.
Yeah, it's so funny, too, because you're playing two zoner characters in the form of Hilda and Vatista, but arguably too, Adachi can be kind of seen as a zoner and purely off of two moves alone, Azio and Bizio. But an interesting character swap here for Crackin Atkins. Mitsuru coming in, and this is very important too, because Mitsuru is arguably one of the worst matchups here for Adachi, and the reason why is because a lot of his best mid-range run-ins come from his Persona moves, like 5B. And unfortunately, you are susceptible to being Persona broken by a Mitsuru 5B if you're in that same range.
Dude, what a confirm there. The assist actually stopped him after the missed opportunity, but the air unblockable on the DP. Neutral jump not going to work out there. Ruby, while she does crouch pretty low there, gotta remember it hits a lot higher than it looks.
Okay, swap to the Ruby just so we can get that Mitsuru off of him. Good swaps from Psych so far. Cross combo activation. Takes out the Vatista here. Bizio set out. Here's the neutral skip into the 5C.
Gonna take the extra damage as well. I like that. Now, a little bit of zoning with the CEO. Can't quite get there with the coup. Has to go for the tag. Wants to preserve some of that life.
Yeah, just lots of Azios. Crackin content with blocking these out. Yeah, and right there, when you see that Azio hit, you can just confirm into a 6P and then set up a Bizio for free afterwards. And that's one of the most terrifying parts about Adachi's pressure. He doesn't have to do Bizio raw. He can just hit you in the Azio, confirm that hit, and then lock you down immediately afterwards.
Oh no, and it looked like prime position for a tag, but Crackin Atkins falls for it there. I really appreciate how we structure in the mix-up on that one. Sometimes simple is best. A lot of people are expecting you to go for crazy 5 swaps, double, triple overhead. Sometimes just activating cross combo makes people overthink their defense and just nets you a hit. You don't have to do too much sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. But it looks like Atkins, with this character swap, I would say looked a little bit better there, especially like forcing Adachi to play at that full screen range more often than he was in that previous round, and also relying on that Ruby a little bit more as well.
With the low, swap into the Vatista, DP works out well. Missing out on the air-to-air, and is able to delay long enough, but it's not going to delay forever. This is a bad situation now again as he continues the combo, gets the swap back in. It's Bizio into the rundown.
Yeah, the 5C for the hard knockdown, the fuzzy jump from Atkins. Trying to play this defense game, push block, finds their way out of the corner, but has to take that assist potentially. Yes! Ender.
Oh, and Mitsuru, that's the classic. Ends up working out, finds the overhead into the EXs, confirms completely into the tag crash. Adachi in once again, finds the craziest side swap, and is able to get the pressure on Mitsuru again.
Mitsuru setting up that throw, that was perfect. Has to respect the 6P, however. No, and that is it right there. That might be wraps. No, actually, no, we have 3 meter. We can't quite kill with this combo. Scaling is also a little bit too much. Crackin, though, has 8 meter on deck. 3 seconds of resistance remaining, rebuilding that health that they just lost. By Mir in the tank. It gets hit by the 214B.
Still alive somehow. Gets the trade, actually. Doubles up on the EX. Crosses up. The DP actually beats Ruby and hits the assist.
Atkins at his final ropes, but there is no chip kills in this game as you can block everything out. Well, you know, that's a bit of a hard thing in its own, but Atkins is playing an incredible defense so far. Chase down the Adachi, and that's a big air-to-air confirm.
Nope, sends him on the other side. He gets back to full screen, still finds the DP though. Crackin Atkins is not
playing out of his mind. Oh no, but we dropped that combo, and Sykes immediately mashing that DP, hoping that Atkins would drop it, and that's exactly what we saw. An unfortunate way to go out, but that was staging up to be an incredible comeback if we were able to kill.
Absolutely, this is the juice, I'll tell you. Big bodies, big damage. Listen, if you get away from me, it's over, but if I get that first touch, you're not playing. I promise you're not playing.
Okay, well, let's see how this duel ends up faring here, especially against the Blake and Yumi. That's definitely going to be a little bit tough, especially for Hakumen trying to approach, because Blake doesn't rely on projectile zoning, instead relies on just giant normals and specials.
But that's the strength of this team, being able to get all that extra damage, the safe pressure, and being able to get those follow-ups. Had the assist juggled the entire time while still looking for high lows here, and now it's going to be a lot of that low and slow pressure. You can't brute force a ton with this team without investing a ton of meter.
Good patience from Scrub here. I like the usage of the Agito just to stall in the air for a little bit in that moment. Swaps to the wall, seeing Hakumen assist coming in, and that's going to be the burst from Midorli with a Yumi coming in.
Way touch too far, gets the JA though again, strength of the team, instant air dash back, has the loop, so gets one more rep. No, just goes for the 2C, doesn't want to go for the extra stuff. Instead, it's just going to be the cross combo straight into the super to lock out the burst.
Enough? No, it is not. Midori's still alive. So we're going to have to spend that 2 meter for the GHC to make sure it does. That's going to be all that meter spent, but being able to take out that character right there is incredibly important. This is one of the big important things about Hakumen as well, is the fact that he can actually go with, use that parry in response to the partner coming in. So you can be put into a much more advantageous situation than other characters can normally do.
Ooh, try to go for some messy stuff there. Doesn't quite work out. And again, the range normal from Blake working out beautifully. Is going to cash out the damage on the Resonance Super right away while we still have access to it. So I definitely respect that. It's going to be a long road ahead, though. Again, this is big body health on the other side.
Absolutely. And with no more Resonance, it's definitely going to be quite the task. And Midori was set to take that game. Goo Goo Babies, though. Scrub, though, taking that game instead and starting us off strong. Huge shout out to Itadeku right there with that $3 to the match Rito. Let's get into game number 2. Also a top 16 qualifier. So there's a little bit more to fight here, as now we have $60 here in the pot.
Just as a reminder, still plenty of codes left in that Matcherino, !Matcherino, help us clean it up. Free money for the players here. So let's make it happen.
What's this round start going to be? Starting off with the Waldstein, breaks the clone immediately.
Ooh.
Throw, and you can combo off it because of course you can.
Yep. Push walking the high to prevent the low is such a good situation, especially against Wald, because against, oh no, hold that thought, it's Commando into the connection again. Hold on to the burst, but it's gonna get thrown for the kill.
Gross. Good job mixing up that timing there to punish that reversal spent right there from Goo Goo Babies, but unfortunately you're just going to get scooped up once again.
Oh no, and this is one of the strengths of the team, bro. He gets to charge the super off everything from Wald. That's 11K for no effort.
I didn't even think about that, to be honest. At first, I was like, okay, hold on. What are we using the Waldstein here for? But then I remembered, oh yeah, of course. Connected the 2 wires. It's good because Hakumen, the way that super works, the 236 BC, it the longer you charge it, the more damage it does. So with Waldstein grabbing them and picking them up, you can just charge it for the full length and get the maximum damage.
Yeah, it is actually like 0 effort. If you have the execution to go for the actual swap into the super, it is a 0 effort 11K plus. It is so sick. One of the reasons why a lot of people play this team is because, again, the reward is so damn high. It's hard to find your opportunity sometimes against these tricky zoning teams, but when you do, you can see here, already getting the low. Recognize we are too far for the actual command throw version of that, so he's able to get the wall bounce and get the follow-up.
Though, going to be interrupting that Hakumen assist. Hakumen assist coming in once again, and burst spent from Midori. We won't have access to our assist any longer, but we're trying to zone out a little bit there with that Yumi. Unfortunately, Scrub just pulling up with the Waldstein and scooping up Midori yet again.
Got timing. That okay. Getting closer and closer. Good. Actually goes for the tag to avoid the command throw, and the assist catches both. We're going to have to catch out as much damage as we can here.
Unfortunately, not able to build up enough meter for the 2 bars to get that super off, but still though, we will take that damage regardless, and we're going to be finding another happy birthday, I think. Wait, no, never mind.
Oh, blocks everything on the sandwich, so that's so good. Has a ton of red health to regain, but might not get an opportunity to get out of there. No! 2-3-6 into the follow-up!
We got 5 meters to spend! We can't kill both of the characters because of how that interaction works here between Waldstein and Hakumen, but we will be able to take out probably the biggest threat, which is that Yumi.
Once again, that is, what is that? That's 14K. Easy peasy. Use the parry, mistimes it though. Blake's gonna have an opportunity, and with the life totals where they are in level 4 Resonance, this is so doable.
Yeah, absolutely. Sets up the cross combo. Can you block it out? Resonance Blake to get a bit of invulnerability, but that's gonna be the pickup with the Enma. Scrub should be able to close this one out. We have 2 meter, 3 meter now. No, not quite. We don't have enough to get that partner off.
Definitely could have though. Hakumen can pick that up himself if you use the EX. still okay though. Here's the activation and gets the block. Very nice. The follow-up through. Hakumen is able to do the damage and seal the deal. Oh, I hope we get to see more of it. Hakumen, Wald, and Goo Goo Baby surviving in the winner's bracket.
5B, her main poke, her main button. When she's below half health, her theme song starts playing. Like, literally, she overwrites the theme song. And then she suddenly gets armor on, like, literally everything. She'll just armor supers and all of that. It's insane.
And not only does she get a power-up to basically every single portion of her kit, but it also does a screen freeze. So if something's happening, she gets to get a look. So she essentially gets a second resonance activation, which is so big on defense, but hold that thought. We're not gonna have to worry too much about that. We're getting those open ups from the King of Ninjas right away.
God, we got 9 stocks already?
And we are all the way up, bro.
Okay, no, we're at 8. Okay, but can you keep this Yukiko alive? It's not going to die with this combo, but you got to survive this incoming mix-up. And we're probably going to want to hope to swap out that Yukiko to keep her safe in the back lines, because once we've built up all those stocks, we do not want to waste it any longer. Once Yukiko has all 9 of her stocks available, she becomes the highest damaging character in the game. As you can see right there, she barely did anything, but Yang was almost deleted from the game until that burst from Ruby came out.
And that's the strength of this team. You saw if Adachi hits a Heat Riser and Yukiko's on the screen, Ninja is getting levels.
Right, it's over. Now we got all 9 stocks, but you want to be careful too. You cannot let Yukiko just play at that full screen range, not only because she can just build up those stocks for free, but also because she can toss out fans to keep you at bay and then recover health in the process.
Oh, DPs, but goes to the wrong direction. The tag comes through at the perfect timing. Adachi assist saves the day. King of Ninjas coming away with game 1.
You know, this is the way to think about Yukiko right here. She's the Roth IRA of BBTAG. You invest in her fire stock early, you build up to at least level 4 to get average damage, you get a return on your investment. But if you keep it a little bit longer, you get to those 9 stocks, then you suddenly have your entire retirement planned out. You got your dream home, your dream house, you got a family, 2 kids, a dog, and then suddenly you're just living your life. You're going to be winning that game.
The ROA is potentially ridiculous. 100% agree. As you can see, the command throw into the tag. Again, one of the strongest features of the kit here from Yang. Ruby's going to get that corner confirmed, going to be able to set up for the mix, and auto-time safe jump here if we please.
Let me tell you, when she does not have those fire stocks, she is working that dead-end retail job. Because look at what we're seeing right here. King of Ninjas, unfortunately, not able to do anything and has to swap out to that Adachi to keep that Yukiko alive.
Ooh, baits the throw, though. Maybe landing just perfectly. Gets the DP on reaction there, pushes him back. But unfortunately, that's going to bring Yukiko to the forefront. She's going to die immediately.
And Adachi can be a pretty solid solo character, especially when that resources, as we're going to be seeing here with that resonance plays. But unfortunately, King of Ninja is going to get smacked immediately by that Ruby, and this is such a difficult thing too. Playing Adachi into Ruby Yang is just not fun at all for this character. For the same reasons why we were talking about Mitsuru being a bad matchup, where these characters like to draw that mid-range space, and that persona can be broken quite easily. However, taking out that Ruby is going to be very important to equalize this matchup and potentially win as well, as we have so many resources to spend. We're going to be spending that super, and I think we're going to kill with this one.
E2 Deku with the 1 bad assist call. For reference, for anybody that does not know, if you're new to the game, you cannot cancel specials into supers unless you're in resonance. 1 bad assist call there with Zio out, and both characters are smoked instantly. You have to be so careful. He needs to already be in block stun if you're going to call your assist in moments like that, because he is, I would say, probably the strongest character at sniping in situations like that. You cannot preemptively call assists against Adachi in resonance.
Absolutely. Zio is that big thing you gotta be worrying about a lot of the time. And we saw it just come into play right there as King of Ninjas took that game away, making a pretty big comeback, I'll say, there with the Adachi and taking out 2 characters at once. Not even at level 4 resonance, by the way. I think that was like, what, level 2 resonance? We barely got to swap characters. But here we go. Game number 3 could potentially be the final game of the set if King of Ninjas keeps his pace up. So let's see if E2 Deku can put a stop to this pace.
Okay. Had to go for the burst there. Was trying to just escape to be able to set things up. If we got into Heat Riser there again, it was going to be a nightmare. But E2 Deku sets it up, safe jump. Fakes the safe jump, goes for the overhead, delayed, and then finally the low connects.
Adachi on a low health, bends the super with Yukiko and catches both of the characters. This is huge, as now we're going to be able to create a little bit of space here, send out the Adachi, recover that health from Yukiko once again, but that theme song is going to start playing.
Oh, the shotguns are activated here. Adachi gonna die, go straight into the super immediately, wasting no time. Tournament combos to clear this guy out.
Yeah, Izayoi burning through that health right there to take out Adachi. Cross combo activation. And that is going to be wraps. King of Ninjas trying to DP that Ruby out of the way, but Izayoi coming from the other side with that Yang, punishing it effectively. We're going to be building up some meter for the super, and we will spend it for that extra damage as that resist timer does start to tick down and run out. King of Ninjas now on their final legs, needs to make something happen. Needs to take out one of these characters right now, and if he can't, then it's going to be game over.
Uses all of their meter there too to try and chip some of the life away and look for a more aggressive angle, but it can't turn into anything much. And that's Izayoi showing off the potential weakness of this team from King of Ninjas. Like you said, if we don't get those charges up and Adachi dies before we're able to get any kind of like momentum, it potentially can just roll over from there. Yukiko solo against a team like this is not going to be able to provide very much pressure. It takes an insane read from King of Ninjas to get anything rolling 2v1 there.
Here we go. Adachi going to be starting us off this time and playing that one patient as well too. Not wanting to risk of 5B getting stuck at round start. Oh my god, and that's perfect too. The synergy being represented in full force. Adachi holding that Yang hostage as Yang builds up, as Yukiko builds up all 9 of her fire stocks. And now it is party time, folks.
Oh, DP, back full screen, follows up, and again, even on block, look at the chip, look at what one fireball does on block, the block string comes through, finally goes for the super, where we're easily able to stop it.
Keep this damage, 10k off of that, excuse me?
10k off 2 fireballs, by the way.
That's that. I don't even think we need to spend any meters to get this kill here, that's it.
Oh, and just like that, that's how fast the cookie can crumble, though. The strength of the team from King of Ninjas. 1 hit, Heat Riser activated, 9 charges, and you're taking, what, like 1,500, 2k on blocked fireballs? A good 6p. The Susanoo fireball is very good for interrupting, not very good for like brute forcing entry, but very good as a reaction, and has very good mid-range assist as well, but you know, it's a sacrifice you gotta make.
In terms of brute forcing though, 5p is definitely where it's at when it comes to Susanoo. Even 4p as well to control that airspace just a little bit. But Neil also has pretty good advancing tools of her own to just kind of teleport to your opponent's face and immediately force a mix-up like an over and over low.
Questions to be answered here. Goes straight, just holds the dash macro. Just runs straight fast after the cross combo, brings in the Ruby, goes for the tag, and initiates with BZO. Both characters stuck in the blender.
Happy birthday. Are we going to build a 4 meter with this? No, we're just going to go for that Heat Riser Ender to get that damage boost. Good jump from Neil, however, to be able to get out of that corner situation.
There. Done this there. Shots doesn't quite work out. Nice push block there. You do not want to get stuck in the block string, but BZO again, twice in a row.
That's what we're talking about. You gotta be so wary when it comes to calling your assist when Adachi is on the other side charging up that Zio, and immediately that Neil is taken out of the game. Susanoo on low health, but certainly has that capability to get these big comeback situations going. But unfortunately, with that Sykes playing so patient, running away with that Adachi, it's going to be incredibly hard to score that good hit that we're looking for.
Zio again being such a good stop sign here. Just needs to be careful. Just don't call any bad assists. Play it safe and solid. Does manage to find the low. A little bit of damage as we get the confirmed. Just barely doesn't kill though.
Yeah, just barely out of range for that later hit of 5B. But that's going to be it there. Sykes establishing a pretty strong control of that match. But unfortunately, I don't even think it was like Mahihkan playing terribly during that set. It was more so just 1 or 2 bad decisions when it came to calling in our assist and getting blown up by that Zio.
But again, I hate to keep harping on it, but really that is the potential downfall of playing against this character, is that he is the best character in the game, bar none, at sniping assists and being able to convert off of assists getting sniped.
6P, big interruption on that Susanoo as well, just get a little bit of damage. It didn't really like amount to terribly much, but little damage here and there will always count over time. We're committing to that push block being spent, and Sykes is going to be rewarded for that.
Okay. Delay double overhead, very nice. Calls the assist, but the push block. Sykes' push blocks have been actually incredible. He's been doing such a good job of mitigating so much potential pressure here. But this time we read it and we get the throw.
We do combo, but you know what? We'll take it regardless. That should be the corner situation. And there's the overhead coming in for Neo Mahihkan. Once again, not going to be getting a lot of damage, but there's the reset potential of this character. Not only is she a mix-up menace, but she has the ability to reset you at so many points during her combo.
Oh, it takes 4 hits, but the 4 hits are so devastating. Goes for the jump over kick, quite clear, gets caught in the Zio.
You can't burst too because Adachi is in Resonance Blaze, though I don't think we want to burst because we'll take some damage, but it's not going to be game ending here for Mahihkan. Neo's still alive, just hoping to swap into Susanoo at some point.
Oh, saw the charge of a B0. No. The overhead once again. His timing, Resonance finally up, but look at the life totals here. One good snipe could potentially end the game.
Good job interrupting those personas. I like the usage of the 2-3-6 to keep Neo in check in case Mahihkan try to approach after Sykes being sent to the corner. DP from a Mahihkan coming out, swapping out to the Neo safely. 6P covering her behind. And Sykes is still playing nice. We don't want to get checked by that Susanoo 6P. If we call out that Zio like we're seeing right there.
Way to jump over though. That cross-up was massive. Actually saved Neo and potentially saved the game here. 2 characters still alive. As Sykes, a ton of red health.
I'll say though, Sykes doesn't look too bad because in a lot of these situations, Mahihkan is being forced to spend that super. Unfortunately though, we're not able to get that full combo to take out Susanoo in that situation. But we did get some extra damage on the table. As always, cross combo comes out, and that is going to be the full screen confirmed there with Neo coming through. This game has so much good music as well because we got all the 4 main crossovers here: Persona, Blazblue, Under Night, Ruby as well.
Yeah, there's just the source content for them to pull from is just too strong. It's not fair. But here it is.
Absolutely loaded.
Straight in with the empty low. Not going to work out here. Good DP. We have both been extremely aggressive with the DP choices so far this set.
To be fair to Sykes, it's been working out incredibly well. 6P though, going to interrupt Sykes, trying to zone out with Zio. Good confirm there on Neo. Sets up the Heat Riser, damage increase. Great blocks into the push block as well, but we still have that Heat Riser buff. We're trying to find that one hit to deny Sykes that extra damage, and that's going to be the super. It's 6k damage alone like that. No resonance, no nothing.
Oh, try to go for the EX there. Was looking to use their movement to get out of super jump height. BZO finds the mark. Burst is still available here. Gets the jump away though and is able to get the connection, so it's going to be massive damage. And of course, Susanoo always is able to go East Coast to West Coast or go for the side swap, depending if you want to go for the AAA.
Right, there's the throw. We're going to be able to get this confirmed. I don't think we're going to want to burst this one because it's not going to be that much damage unless we try to go double super here. But instead, Sykes going to play this one safe. And there it is, that delay jump out. Super, can we punish? Yes, we will. Yes, that super is another one of the infamously hard to punish supers. But Susanoo with that full screen sword, it is easy for him to do so.
You can see it off of the clash and still managed to survive. That was a crazy sequence. What? the super clash with Ruby and he DHC'd. What was that?
I love this game, man.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, we already got someone in the chat saying they're reinstalling BBTAG to play Neo. Let's go. We got someone.
Oh my god.
Dude, this Susan character, man. All right. Game number 4. Mahihkan had that lead before the game got interrupted, but still able to clean that one up, so I'm sure that feels good.
Can't escape from crossing fate.
Round start, goes for the dash forward. Luckily, Ruby 6P saves the day for us here. Neo tries to super jump up to Adachi. I feel like it's normally pretty scary to try and meet him vertically.
Okay, excellent. Catching Neo, teleporting to the other side. Push blocks to keep Neo at bay. The stall, trying to avoid the BZO, but that lasts a little too long.
Oi, and the massive stomp there is able to go straight through. Grand Viper, it's a meaty, chases them down and goes for the tag.
Oh, good blocks from Sykes so far, however. Be able to block these overheads, but there's that delay low coming in, and that did end up catching Sykes, causing a burst to come out. Hopping to the other side, can't get a punish, but can catch Ruby on the other side. Sykes not expecting it.
You had a good run.
Okay, sure. Throw counter. Tree Resonance, unfortunately not able to pick up afterwards.
Listen, chat, full shill, because I see people talking about it. This game is $10 right now. 80% off on Steam. Don't sleep.
Are you going to get 2.0, which is like 20, I think? For the entire package?
I think it's a special edition. It's $10.
Oh, is it? Oh, never mind that.
Air to air, though. Nice push block, using all of your resources there, but it's necessary, especially with the life totals where they are. You don't really need the meter to be able to get the confirm as we get a weird trade.
Dude, Zeo trades are so funny. You're like, okay, I'm going to punish this guy, but it's still on the screen and still will hit you. And unfortunately, Mahihkan not able to get the punish we were looking for. No, that's a really unfortunate TP there for Sykes. One of the easiest TPs to punish because of his counter hit problem. And that is going to be the win there, going to Mahihkan at 3-1 to take out Sykes.
Susanoo is a frustrating character to play against, but I will give credit where credit's due. He has one of the most satisfying DP punish combos to do in the game. And when you get to the corner, the Stamby EX, oh god, it's so fun to do.
Shark Pit. Crackin Atkins still in the game, but we'll see for how long.
Exclamation mark bracket if you want to check it out for yourself as we're getting straight into the next match here. I do believe Chopsuey will be our first Izayoi that we're going to get to see today. Definitely a very fun character. A little particular when it comes to the way that she moves, but once you get mastery of it, this character is so good at being able to activate their teammate as well as be able to get the mix up themselves with that hover dash.
Yeah, Chopsuey kind of feels like a breath of fresh air when it comes to all these players. It's like everyone's running Adachi, Ruby, or whatever it may be, and then Chopsuey's pulling up with Izayoi, usually with the Chia as well, but we're pulling up with the Vatista this time around, potentially for the character matchup.
Yeah, I mean, maybe particularly because Rachel on the other side, but potentially scared of the zoning. But for now, it looks like Rachel's just going to fully fly away, uses Windstocks to completely evade the situation here, and now sets up again full screen with that walled 6P behind her.
Finds a really good connection there with the George. Not able to take out Vatista though, so Chopsuey will keep that character alive. Izayoi going to get smacked in the process. Great air to air with Serene Smile Rachel there. Waldstein and all these projectiles from Rachel are really just trying to find these lucky pot shots against Chopsuey, and that we are finding, unfortunately, not able to convert into really any big combos until now.
Yep, on that air-to-air. Quickest way to get back to the ground, straight through to the command throw. Can potentially loop it again here, but the DP in response goes for the cross-up and now sets up for the sandwich. It's a clean connection and should be enough to kill Wald, so solo Rachel. Not in too bad of a spot, though. Level 4 resonance, the health on both characters on the other side is very low, is super winnable.
Absolutely, but it really just comes down to when that resonance gets popped and when are you getting hit as well. Chopsuey finding an early connection there on Serene Smile to tack on some extra damage. Resonance comes out, could potentially punish the cross combo with a well-timed super, but unfortunately that Vatista will catch Serene Smile doing whatever they may be doing.
Okay, just holding up forward in the craziest way. Finally we DP. That was terrifying.
Oh, and this is such a difficult position now. Excellent usage of the Izayoi to lock down Serene Smile as Vatista just drains that meter as Serene Smile uses those push blocks. George?
No!
Oh no! Not able to fully finish their feed there.
Oh, found the air-to-air, but the absolute classic George the 13th breaking up the combo. The instant overhead on the DHC. Quick little follow my lead type procedure on that one and leaves us with an absolute pixel.
Alright, we're just waiting around. Is the controller disconnect? Serene Smile looks like we're going to just take that Vatista.
Did they think they killed them? Did they just think they killed them and start looking at Twitter? What was that?
That is so funny if so, but Chopsuey was lucky and had that Izayoi in the bag as insurance.
I deadass think that they thought that they won. And they just pad thing. Okay. I was like, no, yeah. So a quick controller disconnect. But like you said, luckily we had a character to get back.
Right. Serene, press those buttons. Take out those characters. You have $63 in the pot right now. You're fighting for money. It is not bragging rights.
That's extremely funny.
Oh my god. All right. Well, with that, Chopsuey takes the first game. Bit of interesting turnaround there for the final interaction, but still though, holding strong and going to be starting off with the Vatista once again. Looks like we're going to be logging into this team for this matchup at least.
Activation of the cross combo there. Standing B hits way north, but luckily Vatista able to swing out the normals and get back control of this, at least for the moment.
Alright, patient with the Waldstein here from full screen, tries to use these Rachel assists, but keeps getting interrupted in the process.
The body splash into the tag, uses the wind to close the distance here, but the super in the air. George is on the ground! The setup!
I did not even see George come out.
Oh, and shout outs to the homie C Racker with the $100 into the match-arena, my boy. I didn't know you played this game, bro. Good to see you, though. Thank you so much for the support, man.
Alright, and this is where Rachel really gets scary because of how she can pollute the screen with all these traps, with these poles as well, these lightning bolts coming from the screen where you're not really safe at any space on the screen, but also too is the fact that Rachel can manipulate your movement, and with characters as high movement as Izayoi or characters that want to be in very specific spots in the screen like Vatista, is very problematic when you're just constantly spamming these wind stalks to move them around the screen. And right now Serene Smile is very content with taking all these fireballs, forcing Chopsuey to take the approach because Serene Smile has so much health right now. There's no reason to approach.
At this point, I mean, just lasers, fireballs, everything in between. Just chill. Goes for the activation. Actually does get the hit. Super's gonna make it. We're gonna confirm that from full screen. Takes her for a ride to the West Coast corner. George is out. I saw him this time. The demon is here.
I don't think it matters. Maybe it will. It will hold him down after resonance, so we can't just go into any super afterwards.
Got them both. Gets aggressive. Follows through. Has time for the super here. 5 seconds of resonance still
Rachel's out of the game. Looks like it. No. Rachel's still alive, but we do find the low hit. Serene Style on the Waldstein has low for Resonance Blaze. Maybe looking to spend it on the next mix-up situation, and we're going to spend it right there as Chopsuey tries to approach from the air.
It's going to be super jump from Wald. What are you going to do about it is the question here. Puts a button on him, which does kill a decent amount of time. Has to push block to get back on offense.
All right, we're just trying to fill up all that screen, hoping that Chopsuey would just run into it, but unfortunately, no dice. Chopsuey going to take that free combo that Serene Smile just gave.
Ooh, I like that idea with the double fireball. They're trying to bait something. OD tries to
get
aggressive.
Chopsuey's like, yeah, I'll just take this free damage and then teleport to the other side. This time, Serene Smile not expecting it. And that is going to be the game for Chopsuey. A pretty nice comeback, too, because Serene Smile looked like we had that vice grip on that game the entire time. But towards the end there, really cleaned it up with the Izayoi looking strong.
I'm not gonna lie, somebody in chat said it and I agree. I think they just got bored of zoning. They were like, I'm gonna fight now. It starts to get a little more aggressive, and that makes things a little too scary. You gotta, when you have a lead like that, you gotta just sit on it, man.
Right. And we saw that too with Serene Smile just electing to block all these projectiles from Chopsuey, but then Serene Smile got a little too aggressive for their own good in that moment. Because, like, here's the thing. Once they get closer in Waldstein's preferred range, and then you can party. You don't have to be the one to initiate the interaction, especially when you have that much health to work with.
Okay. Activation from both sides. Full pandemonium on the screen here as we continue the zoning. Dashes in, but immediately the DP easily blocked.
Run up, throw, gets the extra damage with the Izayoi projectile from behind. Gets a knockdown from that DP. Ender. Can we block this all? No, we cannot. There's a second overhead from Vatista. Blocks out the burst, plays it out, but unfortunately not a full punish. 5C overhead.
Keep in the corner, good push block.
There's a super, and we're seeing that DHC trick once again from Chopsuey to just skip neutral and then get that unblockable with the DP as Serene Smile was locked in the air.
The double instant overhead. Vatista assist follows through beautifully down to just the wall. This is such a terrifying situation for the big man. You have to make such big reads to be able to stay relevant in this matchup here. Is trying to find these air-to-airs, but Izayoi is just too mobile.
Yeah, Izayoi is too mobile, and Vatista, with the support of the lasers from behind, that artillery is going to make it even harder for Serene Smile to approach if we try to play that game. But unfortunately, we're not going to be playing this game for much longer, as Serene Smile is going to be sent down to the loser side of the bracket as Chopsuey takes it with a distortion finish, and being probably the boogeyman of this bracket solidifies that as we secure that top 8 winner side spot. And we're like, which character is good with Noelle? Which character is good with this bad character I'm trying to make work? Usually it's either Yumi or Adachi. It's one of those two.
A huge shout outs to one of the homies, one of the supporters of BBTAG, my TO GOAT G-Tech, for the $25 into the match arena. We are nearing $200 in the pot right now.
Okay, Azio catches both of the characters. That was a perfectly spaced Azio there in the mid-screen.
Approaching here can be very difficult. Assist timing ends up just being perfection here. Let's put him in the block stun and uses the push block, again, to great effect to be able to open up a little bit of offense.
Okay, good job. Use that parry, weaving it in to catch YoGameWIZARD really committing to the final hit of that block string.
No, mistimed the combo!
And that's a happy birthday too. That's even worse. YoFavScrub was on point when it came to what they're trying to do, but unfortunately just missed that link.
Look at that. 8k damage, no meter spent. A little bit of offense there, and now it's just going to go into the Azio. When the Azio connects, automatically goes for the BZO from full screen. Hakumen has to make a massive guess to close the distance there, like spend meter and go for a sliding parry or something like that. In the end, it's not going to matter here. The character goes down, and Hakumen has to do it solo.
Lead that Guru Babies just had suddenly dissolved into dust before our eyes. Guru Babies is going to be popping that resin, hoping to make a big comeback with Hakumen. If there's any character to do it, this certainly is the character. But if we can't find a hit against this absolute menace of a team, it's going to be a hard time. But well-timed parries will get you out of a lot of these hard to escape cross-combo situations that other characters can't quite escape.
Unfortunately there, isn't able to get much off of it. No! Tries to go for the EX overhead. Doesn't work out. DP timing. It's a beautiful.
Yeah, just play this one patient. You don't have any projectiles outside of the fans to cut, but it looks like we don't have to worry about that. YoGameWIZARD being just a little too close to that Hakumen there. Why did we DP? Why did we DP afterwards? Oh, no.
Oh my god.
I'm in shambles, man. Why did we TP with the Yumi? Was it a misinput? Oh dear. Okay.
Maybe. That is a unique thing about this game, is that push block and DP are on the same input. So if you mash in a crazy way or try to preemptively push block something, sometimes you just get a crazy DP.
Right, and that's intentional too. That's the risk and reward of trying to push block on defense.
Can't escape from crossing fate.
Okay.
Fight.
Okay. Game number 2.
Yeah, a little bit of a breather after that one here. Gets the mid-screen connection and immediately in a bit farther towards the corner as we get the connection. Goo Babies, safe jump.
Oh, what a mix-up. Oh, we actually crouched on the overhead from Waldstein.
Oh, what a block! And then goes for the reset.
Yeah, of course, we're going to be getting that marvelous timing to get that damage on the board. Hakumen getting caught by that 6P from Adachi, so unfortunately not really playing much of a factor to, when it comes to supporting Waldstein here. Super spend, get some damage. Interesting usage of that super though. We did get damage on the board on that Waldstein, but we did spend 2 mirrors to do it for about 2k damage.
Yeah, still having a little bit of meter left over is definitely big though. As long as you have some amount to push block in case things get a little bit hairy, because push block is really, truly your lifeblood against Hakumen. Because his movement is a little bit on rails, a lot of times if you can reset his pressure, you feel a lot better about your position, but now the position's getting worse!
Oh my god, we're going for the loops because we're in that cross combo state, so we can just keep going for this 236B. Picks up YoGameWIZARD's Adachi by perfectly time that 2A.
No, and just 10!
Yo, Goo Babies. YoFavScrub, he's on point with this one.
Oh, that tag was so scary. DP does manage to save. I mean, we have both characters alive, and now all of a sudden, it's looking like we might have no characters alive. A pixel of life left, regaining some with the resonance, but the bait and the 5A for the punish.
Interesting enough, we're seeing that YoGameWIZARD is very content with actually blocking out these projectiles and waiting for YoGameWIZARD to be the one to approach. Because one interesting thing about Hakumen is that he can cut those projectiles and set up just a wall that soaks up anything that YoGameWIZARD may want to do. But maybe because it goes a little too quick, we're not trying to risk the fact that we could get punished or counter hit.
BZO, no, way too close. Hakumen able to jump scare from that distance. If you're like 1 to 2 character lengths away, you're in the danger zone.
GDP catches Hakumen, but we still get the pickup with Waldstein. Just a lot of small packet damage too, so yeah, you can just catch an assist like that. We're not really too worried about the burst.
Oh no, catches him trying to do something aggressive there. Nice thing again. Gonna have to go for the follow-up.
And that's just so hard too. YoGameWIZARD, where is your opportunity to burst that combo?
Yeah, neither of these characters are very easy, specifically because I feel like Wald can jump cancel everything, and Hakumen can always cancel to parry. So this team is just a full nightmare to burst against.
And not only that too, but that entire combo, YoGameWIZARD had access to that partner gauge. So if we react to the noise of the burst, then we could just call in that Hakumen and then kill the character anyways.
An unfortunate end on that one. That was a bit scary, but Hakumen Wald continues to roll.
Swapping out of your characters and doing cross combos and that pressure game, because like, actually learning individual character combos are not hard in this game. Once you learn a character, it's good. It's just learning how to have those two characters interact with each other, which is the hard part.
100%. Strategy and neutral is where all of the practice and all the difficulty is in this game, for sure. See right away, trying to go straight in for the super jump. Very aggressive angle to take there, and the threat of the cross combo makes Neo stay full screen.
And Neo establishing even more pressure even after that 6P from Susanoo. That was like a pretty cool interaction that we saw right there. And now we're stuck here in the corner against Susanoo. Look at how he can just loop you in the corner like this and get so much damage on his own.
Ooh, Blue beat it in the end, but luckily the flash kick ends up finding the mark. Goes for the cross combo, and again, this is that same situation I was just talking about here. Way to block the cross up here, but can't deal with it forever. Has to end up going for the tag.
Okay, that was a little bit of a weird counter hit right there with Neo. And we're trying our best to try to find an approach on Chopsuey, flying around with this Izayoi, but unfortunately a lot of these approach options have been grounded, and Chopsuey has been taken to the air with how mobile Izayoi is up there. Great confirm. Vatista locks down, and Mahihkan trying to press the button. Chopsuey coming in just in the nick of time to get that counter hit.
Plenty of time for the punish, as you said, following through beautifully. He's going to set up for the mix-up here. Doesn't have enough meter to kill, but the next touch will definitely do it. Triple overhead is dealt with here. Stand blocks everything, finally, on what feels like the 20th overhead we find the mark, but the super actually doesn't work out, even after the tag crash.
Yeah, Chopsuey did get that reaction there, but pressed those buttons just a little bit too late for that burst to not interrupt it.
And just like that, one quick connection, life totals dwindling. That would have taken a hell of a lot of effort from Neo's side to be able to actually get the finish. As we said, high mix-up, high potential, very low damage. So in those resonance comeback situations, as soon as your resonance is out, it doesn't feel hopeless, but it's so much work to actually, the amount of mental energy you have to expend to make Neo work solo in moments like that is just too much.
Yeah, both of these characters that Mahihkan has aren't terribly well equipped when it comes to dealing with characters like Izayoi and Vatista. You can go for air tears or potentially grounded anti-airs as well, but the problem really comes down to the fact that Izayoi can kind of just lock you down, or you can just use assist to back them up. So even just going for a 2P, as strong of an anti-air as it is, isn't going to be that catch-all that catches Izayoi from above, like we're seeing right there, because we can use that projectile to cover our approach, and then we can get confirms if we find that it hits.
That B fire, if Susanoo got a haircut, that B fireball misses. That barely caught the tail of his head. That was so frustrating here. And now stuck in the corner, pressure coming up again, but finds the air to air, turns it on its head.
That's huge, and a really sick combo to boot as well. Gets the side swap to throw Chopsuey into the corner. Finds the teleport. That is huge. The throw. Okay, 5P. Oh, avoids again. Mahihkan in Chopsuey's head here, but you cannot fully rely on that all the time. You gotta start being a little bit more, using that a little sparsely now that Chopsuey is going to be more aware of that option.
Oh, and that big delay, tries to go for it one more time. Parry's not going to work out. Low finally finds the mark. We cash in on the 27,000 overheads we've been spamming from Chop. I like that a lot.
Super and DHC to confirm the kill. And once again, we're put into that difficult situation where Neo is going to be that sole character to try and make this comeback, and unfortunately, she does not have the damage to sufficiently support that game plan as Mahihkan goes down in game number 2. But we're certainly not going down on that prize pool as we just got another big donation coming through, $20 from Craig. Good stuff. Good stuff. We're at $237 now.
Absolutely, y'all have been massive with the support for that. As again, the top 8 continues to roll. Chopsuey looking down the barrel of potentially only one more game to get out of this one.
Yeah, he's definitely well poised to take it too. Like, even at times where Mahihkan can get some sort of advantage by finding a combo, we're not able to keep it, and Chopsuey has just looked so consistent, not only on defense, pressure, but also neutral.
Ooh, B fireball into the follow-up with the DP. The DP from Neo does not find the, does not, I guess, work out the way that we were looking for it to. Knockdown back against the wall here.
Good job. That jump actually was able to avoid the lockdown fireball, but unfortunately, that cross combo means that Izayoi will still be on the field, and Mahihkan couldn't fully escape the way they would have liked. Oh, super response to the approach with the 5A, and that actually catches the Neo as well. Neo's not going down just yet, and we want to keep that Neo on the back line to recover as much health as possible.
You've seen the fireball. Fireball pushes us far enough away to where the tag actually doesn't work out. The burst doesn't connect, but luckily, a safe return to neutral, and another good push block to keep Susanoo off. You cannot let this character get rolling.
Caught by the fireball yet again. That's just so difficult for this character to work around, and we're trying to approach with these 5Bs, but Izayoi consistently at that upper diagonal range where Susanoo can't really touch unless we're committing with an option like a 2D or an air-to-air.
Oh, looking for the air-to-air with the Vatista assist behind it. Connection here for Neo on the neutral jump. Yeah, I was going to say, because we neutral jumped instead of forward jump, it put us in a little bit of a weird spot for the combo here, but manages to maintain and get the reset.
Yeah, and now we have the corner position, but the question is for how long? Chopsuey, though, spent all of our meter on that push block, so we won't have that as a defensive mechanic any longer. But that is if we're put on the defense, and Chopsuey was so easily able to get out of that situation.
Once again, B fireball from the heavens, manages to avoid the 6P. Nice block with the 2C, finds the mark straight into the super. Not gonna let that burst gauge get back in the slightest. It's level 4 resonance here. Chopsuey's gonna have to do it solo with the Vatista here, and for the most part, the Vatista's been looking incredible, so this is more than doable, especially with the life totals where they are.
Right. Push block, pushing that Susanoo away. That's going to be important, so that we have to go for a little bit more risky options here with a Neo if we want to close that distance. 5P super, we catch the Susanoo, so that's the Susanoo gone, and we will take some damage from that Neo, but we're in an okay position regardless because Neo is going to be in that low health position. Throw though, that's not death though. I don't think that kills.
With the resonance super, I actually think it's just enough.
Oh, I think you're right. We're also going to be getting Astral. But we're not going to use that. Instead, we're going to go for the Resonance Super, get that extra damage. It's still not enough. This character sucks, man. This character's terrible. Oh, my God.
Didn't wait for the Astral. Tries to go for the Super to cash it out. It does not work out in their favor here. Resonance still building up just a bit. You see, yeah, a couple EXs, chip him down to just a pixel. Anything will do it now. Reversal super's not gonna work. Chop is able to make the comeback again with the characters at such low health. It just barely works out, especially like with Carmine on point. And Carmine's Carmine's very good at putting you in enough block stun to make Hakumen 6P be extremely appealing.
Yeah, and if you're new to BBTAG and you don't know what this character does, I know we saw a lot of those people in the chat already. Carmine is a character that utilizes health as a resource in order to set up traps on the screen while also dishing out an insane amount of damage. As you're seeing right there, he's already using some of the health to try and set up those traps, do some damage, do his moves, but he can also recover that health with grabs as well in case his health gets a little too low.
Yeah, it's definitely a balancing act for sure. As we're going to get into the super here. He's not going to try and go for any crazy level ups. He's just going to take his damage and look at the setup. But no, goes back to full screen here. A little bit of damage for himself, and it's level 3 now for the fire.
And that Yukiko, unfortunately, not able to get any more of those fire stocks. Going to be taking a lot of damage from that combo right there. And there is that synergy yet again with the Carmine, picking it up with the throw, recovering some health, while also holding them long enough to get that full charge on the Hakumen super.
Oh, and the reaction time with the DP there is beautiful. Oh my god! Gets the hit on the air, recognizes has them stuck in the sky, unblockable DP into the tag. Goo Goo Babies with the crazy follow-up there to end it. That was sick.
Yeah, incredibly clean stuff right there. King of Ninjas, unfortunately, was not able to get off the ground. And we'll see if anything will change as we get into game number 2, and we'll see if we can get those Yukiko stocks online. It really just comes down to playing a patient game with this character, but unfortunately, when you're playing against such an aggro character like Carmine, especially when we're using it as our point, it makes it a lot harder to get those Yukiko stocks online.
Looked like they were going to maybe get a little bit messy there.
Creating that distance, and then safely setting up those 6Ps. Yukiko doesn't have to use those 2-2As or those 2-2Bs to get those stocks. Instead, she can also go for those 6Ps instead.
Manages to get up to level 7 at the close range. Stomps on her head, though. A little axe kick for your boy.
Okay, we have 7 stocks, so we are above average damage right now. We did have to worry about that assist for just a little bit, so I do like how we changed that routing just to catch that Hakumen in the process.
A little bit of extra damage there on the JC, working out beautifully. Extra damage goes for the tag, and again, listen, Hakumen's best partner is anyone that can hold him in place long enough for him to flex.
Okay, 10k damage just like that, hardly spending any of those resources, and fantastic rooting from Goo Goo Babies, but a fantastic mix-up coming in from King of Ninjas to take out that Hakumen, which is one of the problem characters here.
Cross up, try to set for the fire one more time. And again, you see stretching the screen to make sure that Yukiko is going to be safe. Positional awareness on 10 right there. Manipulating where we are on the screen to save your character. Unfortunately, doesn't get the kill. And Carmine, one of the scariest characters in Resonance, but we go for the mash and get the trade. A beautiful way to escape from what could have been extremely volatile end.
I also like that you highlighted that Carmine is so scary in Resonance because, you know, once again, he uses his health as a resource to do his moves, but just being able to passively gain that health back despite losing it at the same time is incredibly strong to have. Not only that, but it just amplifies the damage that he already has. So those are the reasons why Carmine becomes such an insane comeback character with Resonance. Same thing with Hakumen. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Like, who do you take out? Which one are you more scared of to play against in the late game?
Yeah. Also, there's a lot of weird situations that can come up that Carmine's very good at dealing with, because like if an assist comes out and you hit them and they're at very different heights, a lot of the time he can stabilize with JC. Like just being able to jump up and do the jumping move where he lays all the puddles behind him is so good for re-regulating height depending on where you are in your combo. So at every single stage of the Resonance game, he's an incredible anchor.
Yeah. You know, also we're talking about that synergy of, hey, who can keep these characters in place so that we can have Hakumen charge up. Kind of the same idea with Yukiko here. That BZO allowing us to get a lot of stocks with Yukiko. Unfortunately, though, it may be all for naught because of how much damage that Goo Goo Babies is going to be doing off of that Hakumen super, like always. King of Ninja already on low health with that Yukiko, but baits out the parry, and that's going to be an insane confirm to recover a little bit of health as well.
Straight into the Aghanim, DHC, extra bit of damage there. Hakumen in dire straits now is going to have to do something to get away here. Tries to go for the throw into the tags, not going to work out here, and Hakumen's still stuck on point, but both characters with bleeding points.
Lost the 236B, the push block, but the run up throw there. That's one of the scary things about using that push block is because the throw automatically runs for you. So if you time it at the perfect moment, you can catch those push blocks automatically.
Ooh, block the fuzzy stuff and gets the anti-air. Beautiful situation. Carmine certainly gonna die for this if the burst doesn't come through, and it does just in time.
Hey, but looks like that Roth IRA may be maxing out pretty soon here. We're at 9 stocks available, and Yukiko has the most health out of this duo, and we're going to swap into Yukiko safely to just establish all this pressure. Look at the chip damage we're doing on block here against Hakumen.
Oh, the air-to-air, good enough. Adachi, a pixel of life left, goes for the change. DP hits both. Carmine with a massive orbital DP. So good for situations like that.
Both players in resonance, you gotta be scared right now, even if you're King of Ninjas. Sends out the fans, doesn't catch Gugu Babies. Gugu Babies plays this pretty safe, just tossing out those spikes to get those traps set up, those puddles, the tech on the throw, and immediately presses that button to clap back against King of Ninjas, and that is going to be the third game going to Gugu Babies, the second game that they need to get closer here to this win. One more game to go.
In that ending matchup, I was thinking about which button I wanted to highlight from Carmine, but I realized it's all of them. 5A, 2C, right. JA, everything this character does at that mid-range is so terrifying for a character like Yukiko. They're just, if you are within a character length range, if he can 5A you, every single normal on the table is just too good from this guy.
Right, and that JC is an absolute menace in the air. It is one of the air-to-air buttons as it covers so much of that screen and is so active like we're seeing right there. And we just keep getting these happy birthdays, man.
Gains a bit of health. Hakumen 6P gets obliterated on the jump down here. Connection comes through into the cross combo. Heat Riser attempt goes for the tag. Does manage to stop the stocks from coming through, but unfortunately takes a bit of damage for it.
Just out of range, so we couldn't get a 2-1-4C connection. Still, though, we're going to be able to take out this Hakumen and maintain this lead that we built. Good blocks from the Carmine so far, but unfortunately not blocking that JC at the end there.
Gets caught trying to tech. What a jump. Throw attempt on the other side. No. Wins the character and kills Adachi because of a great throw bait and then gets baited on their own terms on the other side of the hill. You hate to see it.
We're going to game number 5, folks. I think this is our first game number 5 of this night, and this is a perfect way to set the scene here for top 8 as we watch our second winners match to decide who makes it into winners finals to play against Chopsuey. Last game here between Gugu Babies and King of Ninjas, and let's see who gets that first blood. It will be King of Ninjas getting that Heat Riser.
Tag. Up for the switch again. You can instant air dash over this guy. Carmine's DP so good at stopping all angles here. Does get the run forward though for a little bit extra damage on Hakumen, but it's not gonna matter with Scrub finding another clean connection.
And there's the throw, recovering so much health there for Carmine. All of that work is gone for King of Ninjas. Blocking this out. Good block on the 236B. This block timing was excellent, but spending that burst to get out of that situation there.
And again, as you noted before, look at how much damage Carmine does to himself, but look at the output. He's able to heal himself for so much, and Adachi already on the edge. I believe because this is the resonance version of the super, because of cross combo, this should be exactly enough? Or about pixel if not.
Is it?
Pixel.
No, not quite. Okay, but just immediate dash back into that 2A. We'll be able to finish that job, stall in the air with the Agido. DP from King of Ninjas, recovering even more health in the process. Actually cuts one of the Agi. I did not know you could actually cut that.
Ooh, 5BB, working out wonderful. Gets the connection, activates the resonance. Damage is going to really add up here. It's not quite going to be enough, but King of Ninjas down to a final guess with only 4 stocks, but max meter to play with.
True, but has to just eat this incoming mix from Hakumen. Unfortunately, King of Ninjas was not built for the job, as YoFavScrub Gugu Babies is going to be the one to challenge Chopsuey up there in the finals, so leading the screen constantly. She's in a similar way where she's an item toss random character, but she does have a bit weird. She's a little bit weird when it comes to like her hurt box interactions, and sometimes her random items can throw her off as well.
Already though, Celica gets that first hit, has to go for the tag. Easy punish from there with the assist. Complete momentum switch here. Celica doing a great job of keeping things rolling.
Okay, Naoto pulling through, providing some support to Celica. DP attempt to try and get an anti-air, but unfortunately, just out of that range there. Great blocks though.
Just frying pan only. That's the only move we know. In block stun, we're going for it. The frying pan continues to find the mark. It does actually find the hit in the end though. That was kind of goofy.
This character is the goofy character of the game and uses the frying pan once again to great effect.
Ooh, try to set up with the EX there, not gonna work out. Rolls on pass and gets the connection again. Celica gonna be able to work through just a bit into the super.
Excellent combo stabilization with Naoto, by the way, to be able to send AmethystGray to the other side, just to be in that perfect range for Celica to pick up. Okay, great combo. Definitely want to keep this gas going. You don't want to let Hilda have a chance to breathe. And even pop that resonance. Can we kill with this combo? We have 2 meter for the super.
Okay, so my question now is, do we switch to our main stuff? Because we got some side team action right now. Do we go for the switch is the question. Or do we live and die by the frying pan?
We'll see. Hold on. Moment of truth. Are we going to queue back up immediately, or going to go back to that character select? Well, it looks like if anyone... Actually, no, it looks like they're both ready. Let's see this.
Get ready.
Back in the mix one more time. We're gonna see if that frying pan can make it work again. Hilda on point one more time.
I believe we're Celica point as well.
This should be a beautiful dance.
Celica's so cool in this game, man.
I'll say she's cool in all her other games too.
That's right. She's cool in Blazblue also. Just, you know.
Only thing is that her problem has always been being a little too straightforward. So having access to another character that can back up your weaknesses is what makes her a little bit more consistent in this game.
Dude, the return trip of that projectile actually breaks things up beautifully. Tries to go for the rush forward with the armor. It's not gonna work out here, but still gets the hit afterwards.
Projectiles. I like mixing up these projectiles as well with Celica. Tries to go for the overhead, but way too far away for that to be effective. Platinum helping to confirm that combo for AmethystGray. And as we try to swap out into the Naoto, we get the pickup with the Hilda.
Runs out the full screen.
Using the hammer. And still gets caught by the 236C from AmethystGray. 22C. That's what it was.
DP, back to the corner. Careful. Oh, try to DP. It's not going to work out here. Still manages to survive somehow. Naoto gets away with a pixel of life. Air to air doesn't manage to connect though. Celica in a big trouble. Has to go for the burst and gets punished immediately.
It's unfortunate, but we do have Resonance plays at level 3, so we can recover that health. Let's see. Cross combo, but we get the happy birthday. Unfortunately, Hilda just a little too far away to fully confirm that. But with this super, that should be taking out the platinum and leaving us with a 1v1 situation. A little risky there with that 236C trying to check AmethystGray from full screen. There's the dive kick coming through. Sonikun, what a huge hit into the super. While we still have resonance, get that extra damage. Tries to find the throw. Huge tech. AmethystGray finding that 5A into the Astral. And AmethystGray giving us the first Astral of the evening.
Closing things out in a hurry, making it 1-1. A beautiful way to secure it. 9 meters in a dream. That's all it takes sometimes. Closing out the round and continuing the battle between the two. It's definitely, this has been a goofy set so far, but it's a lot of fun. This is the type of energy I want to see in these top 8s, man.
Just so y'all know, Astral is never a BM option unless you're just doing it raw like that. But if you are comboing into it, it's always going to be optimal if you have 9 meter to spend. And that's also why having level 4 resonance is so important to have, because you get access to that instant win button if you do get into that situation. And Ronan Healy with the $30 contribution to the match. Reno, what another time, as that is going to push us to a $267 pot, y'all. We got money here in BBTAG tonight.
Ronan Healy, my king, I'm so sad you're not in this bracket, but I'm so glad you're watching. Good to see you, homie. Thank you very much for that. Boy, it didn't quite work out. It's all right. The dive ends up getting the anti-air, but again, that goddamn boomerang is destroying everything. Dude!
Yeah, S is a very interesting pick here. I think the idea is maybe to help out with these closer range situations that Naoto can't quite provide support for. The character not really the best in this game as compared to her other iterations, but still can be quite good when used effectively. And right now, Sonikun is using S quite effectively with these partner assists.
Ooh, tried to time that effectively, didn't quite work out. All right though, DP in response, break on out of there. Uh-oh.
Big things about S is setting up those crests to set up these delayed time bombs that you have to respect if you're Amethyst.
See, damage working out pretty well, works it all the way to the corner here, sets up the sandwich. It's been DP almost every time. This time, we try to believe in the defense here, but once again, blocking is losing, man. It's just not a great situation to be in. 2 games to 1 now, and a potential set-ending game to come.
Dude, honestly, like, out of all the players in this bracket, I really do respect Sonikun's character selection, because we're just so honest, you know what I mean? We're just so straightforward with what we want to do. We're like, yeah, I'm just going to get in on you and press buttons, and I'm going to make it work. And I respect that.
It's going to be a switch up here. The double zoner layout here. Hilda and Yukiko going to be the choices on the opposite side now as we get a little more aggressive, take the damage where we can. Gets the happy birthday and gets the pickup with Hilda.
Going to be some nice damage on the table already, and even more damage too, but the burst comes out to deny AmethystGray any more. Knockdown off the DP. Conversions. Yeah, right now AmethystGray is just trying to get away from S by any means necessary. Sonikun is a heat-seeking missile at this moment in time. Great tech. He's just continuing to be as oppressive as possible with these JBs.
Oh, and that's one of the nice things about this character. You can kind of just spam that super. It's pretty effective. A good reversal. Invincible and able to push them away.
So far, Amethyst has been unable to build up any of those stocks for Yukiko and won't be building up any longer and will not be doing anything with Hilda as Sonikun got an immediate confirm off of that.
Wyndham, seriously, some of my best memories in that stupid hotel. Loved it so much.
Got the Adachi theme playing, both of the characters on a point. Setting the theme of this set here.
Can't escape from crossing fate. Fight.
What's the round start going to be? Jump forward, Ruby assist, cross combo, Narukami projectile. Isn't Narukami's also Zio? That's
yes.
so funny. Like, the difference between Adachi Zio and Yu Zio is astounding.
I was gonna say both pretty good projectiles here, but you know, not all projectiles are built the same, even with the same name, as you said.
And it's going to be even more funny, too, because we were talking about earlier that BZO feels like a super on a regular move. And it just so happens that Yu's basically big laser that reaches horizontally across the screen is his super.
There, good damage. Pressure in the corner. Nice jump! What a punish! Gonna get that Narukami pressure and damage rolling against the wall here.
Super to finish that one off as well. Doesn't spend the extra for the Adachi super though. Wants to hold on to that meter. You not going to go down with that combo though. Burst. Yeah, and you know, we'll take that damage for Adachi just to keep that U alive.
Well worth it. Gets a tag as well. Very late cross up on the JB. I love to see it.
GP, let's see if we can get something going. Surprised that we're still holding on to that Resonance Blaze. A single Fireball can just seal the job, seal this set here for Sykes, this game here. Resonance Blaze does come out now, just respecting the Ruby, and there's a super reaction to Sykes trying to press something.
Ooh, and dash of 5A, my beloved. So we're gonna need to land. Trade in with the Persona is gonna activate. EXZO is very smart there. Pushed so far away though.
Oh, let's use the meter with the 214C into the TRM too.
Oh my god. What a follow-up. That snipe on both characters ended up being a massive decider. And I see people saying in the chat, one is Zio, one is Zio dying. That is true. We just short them both. You guys have played the games. You know what we're talking about.
Dang, now I feel kind of stupid for that now. Like, I played Persona. I know what I should be talking about. But we just call it Zio and A-Zio so much that, like, it's just kind of become one and the same.
That was super funny, though. The EX slide. What a call out there. Beautiful choices. Getting into the next game.
Block on the 5C. And that'll be a burst coming out from Psych pretty early on in this game. 236C. Into the BZO as Ruby locked him down, and a happy birthday that should be able to take out Adachi while doing some extra damage onto you.
Oh, a painful situation now with Resonance not looking good. Gets the jump away as BZO not quite there. And an easy punish on the slide. And that, I mean, this was a great game to summarize BBTAG. Sometimes that just happens to you. Sometimes 10 seconds go by, you black out, and you wake up, and all your characters are dead. Like, that's how fast the game can. We've seen some long, grindy interactions, but sometimes you lose one bad guess, and your whole team is gone.
This is why this game is first to 3, by the way. In case you were wondering, this is why the game is first to 3, is because it can be explosive like that. And even when it isn't explosive, the game goes by incredibly fast because every character in the game can just dish out so much damage. You know, unless you're Neo.
Yeah, I was like, so we know that one guy. All right, gets the air-to-air, brings it back down to the earth. Nice little bit of damage here as we're going to loop it through and set up for our mix. Half-life, and there's the touch. Burst does manage to land, though.
Oh, did we try to throw there? There's 2A, check. Ooh, and a throw attempt from Sykes is going to get smoked. ZP comes out to get Yosuro off of him, and the 6P is going to continue to lock down Yosuro.
Ooh, way to fix your combo straight into the super. I love that. Using the Zio to restabilize, gets the jump in on the low. Oh, but because we'd already committed to our special there, we didn't have a way to actually bait the burst.
Dude, this is so clean from Sykes so far. Okay, not able to kill the U just yet, but now we have that corner position.
Chad, if Gordo 2B is ever not a low, I'm uninstalling this game. I'm done. Don't make me quit. Nice, nice throw.
Yosuro trying to get that cross combo off with Adachi, but when you have you just held down like that with the Ruby, there's not a lot you could have done.
Oh, and the push block. A lot of times push block in situations like that can end up being extremely effective, but unfortunately because of the sandwich, Ruby just slides along with the character and is able to get the pressure straight afterwards. Another pretty quick round here, and Sykes is able to restabilize again, getting 2 games in a row now.
Yeah, looking really, really good there. Starting to play around Yosuro's defensive options a lot more, too. Just being able to... And also, like, the spacing, too, is just incredibly on point. I think that cannot be understated with how we are covering multiple options at once. We're leaving Ruby on the opponent while you have your other partner just fall back just a little bit behind so you can catch the opponent if they try to jump out.
Lucas W in the chat, our production manager, who just recently played Persona 4. I know he's loving this match. You would play this team on the right, Lucas. Study up.
If only Kanji was at it.
True. Got the jump in, finds the cross up. Extra bit of damage here as we get to the corner, but a good push block.
Okay, nice JB though. Right here to Eric, stuffs the U, coming in. Ooh, and that was a bit of a nasty cross-up right there, I think.
Ooh. Yeah, I like that. Xio baits it out, thought the DP was going to work, or maybe was trying to push block something. Either way, it goes way astray. And now we have to do it alone. This is for our tournament life now.
Yeah, this has got to feel pretty bad. We spent the resonance to get a little bit of invincibility on that BZO there, but still, you have a lot of health that you got to chew through, and you cannot really do that effectively when you're playing against Ruby, because trying to contest with Ruby's buttons in mid-range like this, with all of your best mid-range buttons being tied to your persona, you just get smoked.
Much the next day, depending on the tournament. So if there's any matches you want to go back and watch, or if there's someone you know that maybe they're at their job and they want to come back and watch it too, this will be uploaded to YouTube tomorrow. So definitely make sure you check that out.
Justice will be painful.
Right, but this is losers quarterfinals. Whoever wins this one moves into losers semis, and we'll be at the end game at that point here. Sykes still has their hands hot from playing that previous set, but King of Ninjas probably has some time to rest up and study to see how we're going to be taking down Sykes. And it looks like this is exactly how you're going to be taking him down, as we got level 9 already here for Yukiko.
Goes for the run up, goes for the tag. Oh, tried to sneak in with the low after the heat riser. Actually, anti-airs the attempt at the overhead. Boy, the Joker is kind of coming in clutch.
And all right, cross combo. Nope. Incredible conversion there for King of Ninjas. Not actually going to be tuning that any longer. I'm not sure if he could have.
Beautiful choice with the cross slash though to get into the animation. That capture state perfectly avoids everything. So we get the OTG jug. You're going to get a bit more of a juggle here. And now Adachi comes in solo.
Yukiko is down too. It felt like we weren't able to do anything with that character. And Sykes, unfazed, taking game 1. All right, incredible performance to start us off. Let's see if those points change too. No, instead just holding on to that Adachi. The Adachi point is pretty important. Playing Yukiko into Adachi can be a little bit rough, and we just kind of want to get that first combo off of Adachi, so then we can start building up those stocks from behind.
Can't escape from crossing fate.
See, that first touch with the Adachi, as you said, extremely important for setting the pace. Gets the throw and completely avoids the Zio. Again, using those capture state animations to completely evade everything. But unfortunately, even with the good read and the good reaction, doesn't get much off of the burst bait. But with a secondary hit afterwards, we're still good to go.
Yeah, and that was such a great play there from King of Ninjas as well, being able to find the hit with the top of the pillar there, and then probably convert off it in the corner like that. It was very clean. Box the counter. Unfortunately, Sykes not reacting to it. Well, the BZO, but Yukiko was right there backing up Adachi to make sure that Sykes doesn't get that punish. Is that going to... Okay. Yeah, using the super there, seeing the 5C animation.
Yep, and taking the damage there, it's well worth it to kill the Adachi. A great judge of the risk reward there as we try to do the delayed overhead. And the normal actually ducks the fireball. It's way too high from Sykes and the King of Ninjas. Beautifully converting off of that.
Safe stop off that as well. Sykes on their final pixel of life and still not opting to go for that resonance blaze just yet. Going to hold on to those resources and will not pop it now. Now we're in a safe position. And King of Ninjas trying to capitalize off the time created, but Sykes immediately pressing that button afterwards and catches both of the characters at once. 7 bars to Sykes' name. Avoid the 236C. That is massive. And also taking that push block away from King of Ninjas, stripping him of those resources. But a huge confirm there for King of Ninjas, getting that 5A connection.
Oh, the drop is so unfortunate. Had everything in their hands, picked the perfect normal in the perfect place, gets the hit, and just doesn't get the double jump, it looked like. That is so painful, dude. Oh my god, did the hard part and made the good read to get the air-to-air.
Sometimes it all just comes tumbling down like that, but let that not phase Sykes. As Sykes is still in a pretty decent position. We're evened up to a 1-1 score, and Sykes is still looking quite good. King of Ninjas definitely brought it back there in that final game.
Get ready.
thinking about the point, maybe just a little bit. Ruby? Okay, Ruby point this time.
Potentially, I mean, that micro step forward 5B at round start can be massive depending on what type of choices we make on the other side. We'll see what King Ninja decides to do again. Just a super jump back straight away, trying to make some room for yourself as we go from cross combo now. But that assist, that back assist, completely cleans house.
Yeah, the way that Sykes times these AZOs or these BZOs to catch these assists and get these happy birthdays has been nothing short of excellent. Locks down with the 5P, but that'll be a burst to get out of that mix-up situation. 236C, toss out the fans, tries to go for an anti-air fan, but Sykes calling down the 236C to catch King of Ninjas.
Yukiko 2B is so hot dog water. That's so unfortunate. Just gets destroyed.
Can we get this mana true? Because that is spinning facts.
That's the BZO manages to get the hit. Adachi's still kind of getting run over here.
Yeah, but we can go for a lot of damage here since we got a lot of resources to spend. Instead, go holding on to that 5 meter. Let's see. Ah, it gets opened up by the by that pressure sequence. Confirming it straight into the super to keep it easy.
You were so
Now Sykes claiming that lead.
Yeah, I mean, the switch of the point characters seemed to have... It didn't feel like the point character swap changed too much, but we're just going to switch back either way.
I think, if anything, it forced King Ninjas to play a little bit more passive on that round start, because a lot of times I feel like we've been playing a little more on the aggressive side, because when like you said, that microdash 5B is very important at kind of just stopping any aggressive approaches that King Ninja might want to go for with Adachi, unless it's like a jump forward block.
Oh no, 9 charges and now the block string continues. Hold these mids, fella. No, but it's okay. BZO pushes us back.
Just hammer those AZOs, those BZOs. King Ninja's getting a little cheeky there from full screen with Yukiko, but that is not going to go unchecked. Super into super. That's a combo. King of Ninjas takes down that Yukiko just like that.
Activation to try and save themselves in the moment. Gets the connection right off the tag. Oh no, the resonance is still rolling, but we're just losing our time on this one.
Oh, and that might be sealing the deal here. There's not really a lot that King of Ninjas can do in this position. Resonance is out of the way. Sykes has an insane lead. Sykes has Heat Riser, Meter, both characters at nearly full health, and we're going to be seeing the disconnect from King of Ninjas as we found the game-winning hit from Sykes. We've seen this entire time. Chie is out of this conversation. And on the other side, we have the Carmine and the Hakumen that got us to this winners finals position.
Absolutely. Again, dominant characters at the mid-range space. We'll have to see if it's going to work out well. Carmine definitely looked like the choice last set. We'll see if it happens again. 5A at the round start. Can't get much afterwards, but still asserting dominance. A warning shot, we'll call it.
Setting up these projectiles, setting up these walls, but Carmine has a wall of his own there with that giant DP there. Okay, that's going to be a pretty strong corner situation here. Cross combo. Enma keeps Vatista locked in, blocks the DP. That's wraps, I think.
Oh, you are. Yeah, with these two on the opposite side, you are gone. No questions asked. Carmine and Hakumen, the damage is always going to be enough. If you burst, this team kills a character.
Okay, timing that parry pretty effectively there, but a DP immediately from Chopsuey will extract us from what could potentially be a very scary Oki situation that Hakumen couldn't force. Chopsuey not going to pop resonance just yet, instead trying to take out this Hakumen first. Right now, Gugu Babies is not blocking this mix from Chopsuey.
Ooh, got the jump away.
Yeah, that was the absolute worst time to get a burst off. Perfect. Push blocks from Gugu Babies to get Chopsuey out of the way, but Izayoi is inevitable, and she's going to be in whether you like it or not. Another push block coming in, but Chopsuey is still on top of Gugu Babies like duct tape, and Gugu Babies finally getting Chopsuey out of the way, but spending that mirror to get our way back in.
Yeah, EX Fireball, such a smart choice. Gets very close distance, ends up popping the resonance there. Tries to go for it, and that was actually a crazy read there. JB as the attempt. But again, while it has a massive horizontal hitbox, that vertical hitbox is not quite there. It just barely whiffs on her while she's at super jump height.
Yeah, and that was a great way to start that interaction as well. Hakumen coming in and then charging up those EX fireballs as well, because they hold for just a little bit amount of time to where, like, just enough to where you can still keep that character locked down when they come in. And number 2. Chopsuey looking as strong as ever. Got some Persona music in the background. Let's go.
A good energy top to bottom round start. Gonna back off a little bit this time. Immediately, Vatista, the master of projectiles from this full screen situation. But that connection actually doesn't combo on Vatista. I thought for sure we had a happy birthday on our hands.
You see, fantastic conversions with the puddles down below. Gugu Baby's looking a little low on health, so we're going to end this one with that throw instead of a super. You definitely want to save these resources as well when you want to push block Izayoi away as well, because we've been seeing how effective Chopsuey is when he's able to stay on top of you.
Double right didn't watch out. Big delay. Ends up going for the double cross up there. Teleports back to the ground, but unfortunately teleports straight into the ass whooping. 5A finds the mark. We're straight into the cross combo.
Is this enough? Nope, not quite, but 11k damage is quite a lot. DHC, that's definitely not going to be enough. Right? No, wait, it is!
These two characters.
Like, surely the scaling would make sure that doesn't kill.
They always kill, bro. It's crazy. Okay, falls through well, gets the wall bounce. Tries to go for 5C, not going to work out. Still has resonance. Going to try and save it for a rainy day, it seems. Doesn't want to activate too hastily.
So when Chopsuey's down one character, showing that he can still make these comebacks, but now that health is starting to become a wider and wider deficit, Gugu Babies is the one in that winning position for sure, especially with that 236B overhead hit.
Oh, but no conversion. It's a little bit scary here. 9 meters about to be built up. Chopsuey just gonna try and look for some chip, probably, as we find the air-to-air a little bit at a time. And the 5A finds the mark, gets into the instant air dash route, and another super to keep it short and sweet. Game of peace now.
Yeah, and that's rough too. Out of all the characters that Chopsuey wants to have as their final character, Vatista is definitely not the one, because she has to play way more passive than he would like. And Izayoi is the one that can kind of play at her own pace. She can play that zoning game with the EX fireballs, with the regular fireballs, but she can also play that rushdown game as well and force a lot of resource spending from Gugu Babies to where they can't get these really big swingy combos off. Like when we had Izayoi, even though we got hit sometimes here and there was never a position where Gugu Babies had enough meter to actually hit one of those fully charged Hakumen supers.
Can't escape from crossing fate.
Back into the mix here. Round start, 5A, 5A, 5C, hell yeah. I respect that.
Yeah, why not? Just the quick reaction check right there. Jump to avoid the Hakumen 6P into the run up laser.
That's ended up not working out. Damage is really starting to come through. 2B just barely whiffs there. It's going to be the cross combo here, and they're going to try and go for the follow-up. Not going to work out. Luckily, they're able to get that Izayoi in now.
Playing this incredibly passive, recovering some health here for Vatista, and just going with these AA fireballs to keep Hakumen at bay. Surprisingly, we haven't seen any attempts to try and slice through those projectiles, maybe expecting Chop Q to attempt a punish if Gugu Babies goes for that option, maybe with the teleport.
Oh, knew the landmine was going to pop behind them. That was just such a smart teleport back to the ground there to actually have tempo as we landed. Smart choice here, but for now, we're just going to, again, like you said, try and build some of that red life back.
Yeah, and Chopsuey is doing that to great effect right now as Vatista is back into a manageable health pool.
What a block. Oh, use the parry as well to just avoid the situation. No, but the 5B attempt does not work out. Chop is going to get the punish. Still not enough to kill, though, and the super parry goes wide as well.
And we're just doing so much damage. This combo is so cool too. Gets the ender, doesn't spend any meter, instead uses it on that incoming mix. It opens up Goo Goo Babies another time. Burst is coming back though, and we're going to end it with that DP early on, just so that we don't have to worry about that burst coming through. Burst comes through, tries to go for a DP, but gets smoked. Still okay though, we're still in a really good position despite that parry and burst on Chopsuey's side. Now we're going to try to recover some of Izayoi's health instead. Run up DP with the B fireball to keep Vatista safe.
Oh my god, but gets ankles shattered, walks into the jump in from Vatista. Thought for sure that was going to be the jump over. You hate to see it.
And Chopsuey now has punched their ticket into winner's side grand finals over Goo Goo Babies. And now he's in a commanding position. Like I said, the boogeyman of this bracket, the player to beat, and unfortunately... Wait, actually, no, we're at 2-1 right now.
2-1.
2-1, okay. I was like, did the scores properly update? Okay, no, we got one more.
No, I was going to say, the earlier games were a little quick. It was back and forth. We getting into the end, though. Chopsuey looking close. Maybe some foreshadowing, though. Who knows? I was definitely Chop. That was too.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I was wrong. My bad. But if Chopsuey wins this one, it's kind of just like a done deal for this bracket. It does feel like that situation. And right now, Goo Goo Babies, Scrub is trying to make something happen, at least here in Winners Finals. We have one more opportunity to make something work, and we're going to be going with a bit more of an oddball selection of characters here with Naoto and Akatsuki.
I am surprised this is our first time we've seen the Bitatsu Warrior on the screen, but we'll see. It ends up paying off here. Naoto on point as well. Round start. Keep it safe and solid for full screen. Laser interrupts pretty easily.
Yeah, both of these characters are quite good as well. And we do have some pretty nice screen control here with Naoto as well. So we can set up the bombs, we can set up the mines, and it'll make it a little bit more difficult for Izayoi to try and approach from that side of the screen. But that's if we try to go for that. Of course, Naoto is kind of at her best when she's just kind of raining bullets on you from afar.
Clean connection. Now goes to jump over. And the cross combo, having to deal with the blender. I don't even know where that possibly could have hit. Unfortunately, Vatista slides into it, and Akatsuki's gonna get the clean touch.
Hey, speaking of high damage characters, Akatsuki is one of those characters. Unfortunately, did not have... Actually, no, we can go for the double super if we really wanted to. But we will not. We'll just go for that super instead. Hold on to the 2 bars.
Ooh, pushblock is beautiful. Follows up with the assist as well. You love to see it. Chop still applying good pressure. Nice little parry to avoid some of that situation.
For here, though. Scaling enough? Yeah, scaling is a little too much.
Just roll tags and gets away with it.
Okay, Vatista left as the final character once again. Another time where, you know, you don't want to have Vatista being your final character. But you know what? Chopsuey right now is doing a great job at making it work. We're at 7 meter, 8 meter, 9 meter. Astral's a factor.
Oh, back to normal though. 7 meters built up on the other side. Now Tone's probably not going to be able to find the touch from there. Both of them going to return to it here. Massive life advantage for Chop now.
Right now, Goo Babies I'll still say is in a pretty solid position. I'll say Naoto's a little bit more versatile of a character than Vatista. But right now, Goo Babies isn't really trying to press too many buttons, knowing that Chopsuey is just one touch away from taking Goo Babies out of the game. Push block. Try to go for the anti-air, but Chopsuey made it over that fence a little too quickly, and now Chopsuey is going to be punching that ticket into winner's side grand finals with a 3-1 finish.
S follow up with it. It's able to help out here. Definitely a scary one for sure as we get into loser's side. As you said, the hot seat winner stays at this point now. A lot on the line to get into
Justice will be paid.
what is my personal favorite match of every single tournament.
Heart is generally a pretty good support character, not support character, point character, because she can kind of put you into the correct spots on the screen pretty early on. But it looks like we're going to be starting off with the S. Let's see what we can do with it. Okay, blocks out the AZO, and that's pretty nice there. Taking the burst early from Sykes is not a bad position to be in, though taking this combo here is certainly not a good feeling.
Yeah, only 4K though, and leaves him at full screen, so get to stand up into neutral here. But oh my god, the Ruby back assist is massive there. And we wake up mashing the 5A, actually stuffs out the attempt at the pressure. Crazy from Sykes.
But now this is where things get really tricky here if you're playing against Sonikun as Sykes. You gotta learn how to deal with this Heart and her homing dash and the really weird mix-up she has access to. Like, when you see her home in, it can be an overhead, it could be a low, and it also chases you down if you're trying to escape.
Chase down beautifully, extra bit of damage here into the jump loops, obviously as one does. Oh my god, and dude, the dash and the 2 get the homing dash is so sick, and gets the trade to beat the Zio.
Swapping back into the S, trying to fight, use S's superior buttons, I would say, against Adachi right now, and also zone out with fireballs of our own. Holding the AZO, looking a little too close where we were just in that 5A range.
Sliced it down, and Heart's gonna have to come in solo. So we're gonna jump in at a decent timing there. BZO already gone. Misses the throw in the TRM!
That is unfortunate timing. We can just combo straight into Astral and Sonikun. Looking so good already.
What in the spirit bomb is this Astral, bro? Get destroyed!
Dude, I don't even know what's going on, man. I have no clue what Arcana Heart is even about. I just know that this character is from it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's full no context Astral. I know nothing about it.
We got the goddess from behind providing emotional support.
Ain't that giant lady from is that
from Blazblue?
Doesn't Luane have that?
Where's the Mario Party minigame?
Yeah,
what do you mean it instant kills now?
Beautiful choice though to get the finish here. Game 1 already off the table. Sonicun looking great.
Yeah, absolutely. This Heart pick is looking incredibly good so far. And we've seen right now just how gross these mix-ups can be. Okay, it looks like we're going to be going with the Heart point this time around. Once again, like I said before, she is a particularly good, strong point just because of her superior movement. Can put her into positions she wants to be on early in the game, and that can kind of set you up for success later on.
Last time he's definitely good. And the hover dash, of course, again, being able to tap it there, it very easily dodges that projectile. That's so good. Heart special situation as we cancel on the low.
Oh my god, and the Ruby's already down. Homing dash on Adachi. Oh yeah, and we're trying to get really cheeky there with the charge up BZO in Sonikun's face. We're not going to let that happen.
That was either a mistake or a huge piece of bravery here as we are approaching damn near a perfect. One more touch could potentially do it here, is having to hold on to the pressure, and the push block is still going to get destroyed, but there we go. Finds the connection. A little bit of damage to get us started.
Right, but that was the partner and not Heart herself, so Sykes had to end that combo early in case we got punished later on. Being a little careful with that homing dash, does not want to eat an AZO or BZO to her face, uses the push block as well just to get Sykes back into the corner, finds a hit in the air, but can't finish it off, a bit of an awkward connection. However, the S coming in from the other side of the screen will catch Sykes charging up that Zio yet again.
Watching Heart fly in at 9,000 miles per second from super jump height while the assist is hitting fills my heart with joy. This character is so fun to get to watch.
She is the heat-seeking missile of fighting games. At least BBTAG here. She will lock onto your position and then is really just hard to escape her pressure because, like, you know, you would like to fuzzy jump. You would like to jump up in the air, maybe press JB to push them out a little bit. But Heart will just say, no, I'm just going to stay on you.
2 shots. Tag finds the throw.
Straight into the super. interesting decision. Just going to get some damage on the board, I suppose. Maybe buy some time there for the partner gauge to refill. Partner gauge is refilling now, so burst could be a factor. Definitely not at the end of this combo though, because this combo is going to be ending a little too early. 9k damage, spends that 1 meter to get the active swap into the S. Sonikun is just looking so good. Sykes has been looking incredible during this bracket, but looks like the Heart and S pick is really faring well into him. Okay, looks like we messed up our instant air dash there.
Jump in. Oh no!
Dude, the success rate of this DP has been insane actually. Because it's not incredibly fast, it's a little stubby as well. So the fact that we were able to so consistently find its mark is really impressive here.
Amazing DP has the resonance, wants to try and save it a bit. No, but is not even going to get the opportunity to activate it now. Saves it a little too long, and with a couple quick cancels and a tag crash, Sonicun's going to move forward in the bracket. Mindset for aggression.
You know what's crazy though? Gugu Babies is taking a playbook, taking a page out of YoFavScrub's playbook here with the Ragna selection. Like, we see where his inspirations lie, I suppose.
Yeah, I was gonna say, definitely must be a Scrub fan for sure. Oh man, finally that first Ragna though. I'm surprised only one Ragna the whole night, but definitely excited to get to see it.
You see, when 2.0 dropped, the Adachis and Yumis infected everything.
The Fire
Ragnas
Nation,
were left to the wayside. Yeah, the Fire Nation attacked.
Oh my god.
Great throw. But Ragna's still a very strong character, regardless of whether or not you think he's outclassed. He's still one of the best and plays this game very well. However, we're not going to be playing this game for a little bit, as Sonikun is going to be taking Gugu Babies into the corner. That's one of the strong things about S in Heart, this combo, is that they both are very good at bringing you to the other side of the screen. Incredible corner carry. Trade, but that's a trade that Sonokun's willing to take.
Time on the push. Oh, that little delay actually baited out the throw, but didn't do anything about it.
Okay, into the corner we go. And this is where the scary mix-up situation comes in. Is it going to be an overhit or is it going to be a low? You just have to guess.
Oh, and the loop, just spending the EXs, gets the loop it completely for free. It's so sick. Tag crash again, and it takes the kill. It's all up to the Ragna.
That's enough. And then Gugu Baby is calling in the Blazblue itself with a resonance, trying to make something work here against this Heart, this menace. But we can't find a hit until there it is, the anti-air from Gugu Babies. Will this be enough to take down Sonikun? Not without that resonance timer dropping down though. We still have a little bit of resonance to cash out on a super, but still not enough to take out Sonikun. Tries to swap into the S. Burst. Okay, that's good. You got the burst out. If you can find one more hit, you can take down one of these characters. But that timer is going, that gauge is starting to refill pretty slowly here as Sonikun finds another hit on Gugu Babies in the low.
Oh, dude, the sequence was just too tight. So much going on to have to deal with here. Cuts on through and charges it up one more time. The super is going to connect, and it's going to be just enough, and that's going to be the game. Sonikun looking great on this one. I mean, had the right opportunities there. I mean, even in the end, found that final touch, the run-up 5A, the pro tag leg from Ragna was able to connect, but just couldn't convert it into anything and couldn't bait the burst. It would have been that would have been the most galaxy brain 5B read ever if they had gone for it. So it's hard to fault them, right? Like,
dude, I'm feeling for Gugu Babies and Chopsuey right now. I'm not blocking this stuff either, man.
This is too much.
Like, they might as well be unblockables, man. All right, game number 2 though. Things could change. Still holding on to the Ragna.
Can't escape from crossing fate. Fight.
See this round start's going to be round start 5B. Of course it's going to be round start 5B. It won't be anything. Oh, sorry, 5A. My bad. 5A. I'm playing I'm a CF commentator. You got me.
Exposed. Respect though. They do. Cuts it out. Just for the flip over. Absolutely into the DP. A little bit of damage. Just take what you can get. And after the double overhead, tried to read the burst, tried to just have a manual delay there. It does not work out, and we blue beat this.
Fireballs. Forcing Goo Goo Babies to jump and play into Heart space. Combo, projectile misses. Actually interrupts Ragna on their approach. Okay, gonna extend the combo with the Ragna assist. The 4P coming through.
Touch, activation now, looks for the throw, it's not going to work out, straight back into the corner with you. Ragna's not going to get a chance here. Burst is not going to be back in nearly in time.
Yeah, because we spend it on the cross combo, we go for a reset too, so we don't have to spend the meter. TP. Okay, push block away, get that Ruby away, but immediately putting that distance yet again to get that throw on Heart. And now, your last character being S is a little dicey. But this S so far has been proven to be quite strong, especially when it comes to this DP game.
Life there, activates the resonance. And just to avoid the throw. Couple attempts at the use of the command movement, not going to work out.
Yeah, as you kind of want to be really careful when playing around these push blocks because her moves stay so active and she's kind of just a sitting duck whenever you push block her away. Though, as Ruby, it really just comes down to what options you do have to actually properly punish those.
Oh, the instant overhead straight into the EX. It's still not enough though. You're going to have to look for one more in the same jump to bait the DP. Just empty jump comes through. Wow.
That is going to be second game going to Sonikun, holding up with the echelon. Both of these characters deserve to be on this team. And now YoFavScrub is put in the spotlight. Which characters is it going to be? And it's going to be the Ragna Ruby to bring us towards the end. We need to get this reverse 3-0 if we want to have a chance at getting to play against Chopsuey again. It's not looking good here, folks. For neither of these players, even for Chopsuey up there in Grand Finals, who, like we said before, may be a little scared of this Heart, and honestly, I feel for him.
He still has the potential to swap, but we'll see here. Goo Goo Babies has another chance to be able to stay alive. Opportunities. I love Ruby and Ragna's interactions are so. It's maybe my favorite personal character interaction. It's so stupid. Here we go.
Here we go. See, double fireball, Heart coming through, keeping this pressure sequence going. Cross combo, can we block this all? Oh, we try to push block away, but S from the other side catches Goo Goo Babies from behind.
Oh my god, the air-to-air though. Hits him and the opponent straight into the reversal super. Ruby pretty easily able to block, but the assist saves the day completely. An amazing sequence. And then after the counter hit, a huge damage combo to follow here.
Oh, I'm surprised we were able to block that and actually catch both the characters at once. S using those fireballs for above and Heart catching on the ground as Goo Goo Babies try to anti-air Sonikun on the drop down.
This is the most functional I've ever seen SDP in my life, by the way.
I know, right?
It's crazy.
It has 100% success rate. I kid you not.
Oh no, falls up where? Trying to get the in. Okay, ends up getting back to the ground. Beautiful, into the super.
Cross combo, here we go. Let's see how long we can take our turn and see if we can actually threaten an opening on Sonikun there in the corner. Unfortunately, not able to, as all we did was threaten lows and mids.
Here we go. Double gun blast. Set up. Empty low. Fakes the high. We're back in this all of a sudden. Burst is available, but probably not going to spend it yet.
Yeah, let's get this Heart out of here. One more connection. Burst trying to save the Heart, but that was the worst time to go for that cross combo as we were not able to actually punish Sonikun on the first attempt. Super catches the Ruby from behind, and we were able to catch the Ragna as well. We're trying to push the S.
Yeah, the assist behind it was just too good. These assists plus supers have been massive here. Tries to go for the command throw. That little flip forward's not going to work out here. Air to air and is juggling S, but Heart refuses to go save her homie.
Yeah, Sonikun was a captive audience right there, but it's okay because S lived that interaction, and Goo Goo Baby is not going to survive this interaction as Ruby goes down. Ragna's going to go down too before we have an opportunity to spend the resonance, and Sonikun with another 3-0, 6 games in a row. is now on the loser's side of Grand Finals. Can we finish the job?
The Chie finally gracing us with her presence here. Can S and Heart manage to hold their ground though?
We will see as we get into Grand Finals. We got Sonikun on the left side, Chopsuey on the right. Both players playing their main teams. And Sonikun already on the back foot as Chopsuey is the first one to engage.
Oh, very nice match there. Presses out at the perfect timing. I like that too from Chop. Just backs off and throws the fireball to save himself. Ends up earning the turn back and gets the DP to punish the burst.
And you know what, while Heart has a homing dash, Izayoi kind of has her own built-in hover dash as well. A little bit more manual, a little less homing, but still very effective at contesting against Heart in the air, where a lot of other characters can't effectively do as much. And you know what? I don't know if we can really... Are we going to count that as 100% accurate? It did hit the partner, to be fair.
Oh no, and another DP attempt also goes a bit to the wayside here. High-low game working out, and now it's time for the mix one more time.
DP, but catches the partner. And this is the scary thing about this pressure, is that we're constantly taking turns with our characters. So even if Izayoi is the one getting hit, Chie is there behind to catch Sonikun pressing something. If Chie is the one getting hit, Izayoi is behind trying to catch something. That's just how it's going to be.
The first game. Chop did a great job keeping themselves established, working out beautifully. 2 more games to go to potentially close out the tournament here.
And also another scary thing too about trying to DP this pressure as Sonikun is that both of your characters have pretty stubby DPs, so you're not able to actually hit both of the characters in a lot of these situations where something like a Susanoo DP would.
Okay. Keeping the same orders here, seeing if we can restabilize ourselves, make this work. We're back in the mix here. Game 2 of this grand final. Sonikun needs 3 straight. Potentially reset this here. If you let Chop get to 2-0, I don't know how you're going to be able to make this comeback.
Okay, but that is a wonderful connection there. Takes the burst from Chopsuey. But now we're just going to play passive, wait for that gauge to recover so we can start utilizing Chie yet again. There it is. Yeah, you can see Sonikun trying to chase Chopsuey up into the air, and S is well equipped for that. But Izayoi's movement is just excellent so far and is avoiding all of these potential air-to-air confirms. Heart now on the field. Let's see what we can do. Let's try to mix up Chopsuey, but these push blocks are making it hard for Sonikun to try and stay in.
Oh, and a couple good swings in a row from the Persona here. Chie gets the dash up, gets the hit down to the ground, and now we're going to see if the martial arts can hold up here. Tries to save up the DP. It looked like there was trying to go empty. It doesn't work out, and that's going to put themselves into a sandwich situation. Forced to burst.
Block from Sonikun too, reacting to that teleport from Chopsuey, but a reversal from Chopsuey is going to place Sonikun back into the corner. Great 4P from S, catches Chopsuey in the air, and now finally we have a combo on our hands. Get another one, incoming burst, there it is! Whipping out for it and perfectly timed that backdash to avoid it.
The poke to the follow-up. EX Fireball, high load. Defense holding up incredibly well, but finally find some kind of way to expose and get the hit.
One thing hard about playing against Izayoi too is that you would think that you could play patient against this character, but she's going to make you guess so often that you have to play a bit of a risky, active defense against her, where you're mashing against a lot of these resets that she's trying to inflict on you, like we're seeing right there, where it may seem that you can burst it, but it is completely safe. Super resonance. Ah, and that's going to be the button press. Chopsuey on Torment Point.
Good jump to avoid the super there. A lot of S's are going to try and mash on the super in a moment like that. It's just really, truly understanding the character pretty well as we're getting down again into the final game. At least what could be. Sonikun still could run back these 3 games straight. We've seen the momentum. We've seen it happen before.
Yeah, we have. And honestly, like, the Chie isn't even the scary part of this team. It's always been the Izayoi. In every single one of these sets, Izayoi is the one that's setting the pace. It's controlling the screen and is making it hard for Sonikun to try and get a real advantage in neutral. And even once they are able to get Chopsuey into the corner, they're not able to keep them there despite Heart's homing dash.
crossing fate.
This could be it. We could be reaching the end here. Air to air is a big attempt. Not going to work out. Reset into the neutral.
Fireball, and that was a perfectly timed move there from Chopsuey to actually catch the heart assist as well.
Oh, it sets up for the reset there too. I love that. Left it standing the entire time. That was such a sick sequence there. Oh no, the damage is starting to add up. I think you're dead.
No, that's dead. The power charge into the super. No, unless we drop it. But if you're Sonikun, you are breathing a sigh of relief, but you cannot rest just yet because you need to chew through so much of this life total. Sonikun on essentially 20% of their life remaining, and it's not going to be looking any better here.
Right there with the fireball attempt.
You can play as patient as possible. Great block on the heart.
That teleport was so sick. Air to air. DP doesn't work out. Gets the air version. It would have been unblockable for our feet to touch the ground, but we did it a touch early. A punish on the burst attempt. And now with another block DP. No.
This gets popped. Great block so far, but he can't block this cross cover for long enough. And Sonikun goes down. Chopsuey's your winner for Blazblue cross tag battle here tonight at Tampa Never Sleeps.